From Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida, this afternoon, NFL action has the Detroit Lions paying a visit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a sunny, clear day here in Florida. But is this really Florida? 50 degrees, and with the wind chill, it's down to about 39. They say it will stay sunny and cool, and with those temperatures, we are about to experience the coldest NFL kickoff ever here in Tampa Stadium. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tampa. I'm Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler, and I assume it's Florida only because the airline said that's where we landed.
A little nippy for Florida.
Yes, it is. Take a look at the NFC playoff situation. The Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings lead the way in the NFC Central Division. Tampa Bay and Detroit, the winner today, grabs third place. Now, in the playoff situation, Chicago, Minnesota, and the San Francisco 49ers have all clinched spots. Tampa Bay and Detroit are on the outside looking in, or are they, Mr. Stabler?
Well, we've just got some late-breaking news. We understand now that if the NFL is going to extend the season until March the 1st, and if Tampa Bay and Detroit win the rest of their games, Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, they lose the rest of their games, they still have an outside shot.
Mathematical possibilities. But seriously, it is obviously the last day of the season, and this game means something to both teams. Let's start first with the visiting Detroit Lions. 5 weeks ago, Tampa Bay knocked off the Lions in Detroit 23-20, and that game cost Darryl Rogers his job and brought this man on, Wayne Fontes, who the interim head coach. He is looking to cement that position for next season, Kenny.
No doubt. I think a win here would help do that. And if you talk to all the players, the coaching staff, they say that Wayne Fontes has put fun back into Detroit football. I think it's going to be a good game for them. I think they're playing with an awful lot of emotion, and I think they're playing for Wayne Fontes' job.
There are those that have been highly critical of Ray Perkins, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks. He sports a 4-11 record coming in here today, but Ray says it's not all wins and losses.
No, they're not going to judge the team by how many they win, how many they lose. He is in a development stage of trying to develop a very young team, an extremely young team, offensively and defensively. Bring Vinny Testaverde along as soon as he possibly can. When you have these kind of emotions built up in a game, we could have a good competitive game.
Good and competitive is what these teams did 5 weeks ago. Tampa Bay has won the toss and is elected to receive. And kicking it away is number 3, Ed Murray. Short kick. Jeff Smith, number 35, on the return, and not much of a return at all. And we will get set with the Tampa Bay offense, and coming onto the field, Vinny Testaverde, number 14. You see his numbers there last week in the 10-7 loss to the New England Patriots. And he will look at a pretty stout Detroit defense. Eric Williams, Jerry Ball, Keith Ferguson on the front line. The linebackers, George Jameson, Chris Spielman, the rookie, Dennis Gibson, and Michael Kofer. In the secondary, Holmes, McNorton, Devon Mitchell, and Benny Blades. On first down from the 26. And Testaverde will throw it right away. Short pop over the middle is complete. And Jeff Smith, starting at fullback, has enough for the first down. 11-yard pickup. Michael Kofer, number 55, on the tackle. With Testaverde in the backfield, Smith and Kerry Good, number 27. The wide receivers, Mark Carrier, and Bruce Hill is back after a 2-week absence to an ankle injury. Ron Hall is at tight end. The offensive line for the Tampa Bay Bucks, good and young. Paul Gruber, the rookie, at left tackle. Rick Mallory, Randy Grimes, Dan Turk, and Rob Taylor. Mark Carrier to the near side, Bruce Hill to the far side on first down from the 37. And they'll keep it on the ground, and this is Kerry Good.
I think what we can look for early in this game, Greg, is the fact that Detroit plays predominantly a zone-type defense. Their philosophy on defense is to make the offense be patient, make them self-destruct, make them have to go 75, 80 yards in a 10 or 12-play drive without turning the ball over. With that in mind, offensively, Tampa Bay take what the defense gives them, throw the ball underneath.
Pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. So on 2nd and long, the Bucks go with 3 wide receivers. Testaverde, deep drop, throws, incomplete. Intended for Bruce Hill.
Again, trying to do things underneath because of the zone-type defense. In this particular situation now that they've got coming up here, Greg, is a situation where they'll take Michael Kofer. We're talking about Detroit's defense, move him around, and try to establish a pressure. There you see Benny Blades making a nice play. Been a good find for them this year. Played extremely well. Rookie strong safety.
Number 1 draft pick for the Detroit Lions. Number 34, James Griffin. Number 35, William White, have joined the Detroit secondary on 3rd and 8.
This is a type situation, as we said. They'll take Michael Cofer. You see him lined up at the top of your screen here, 55. That's where he'll apply the pressure to the quarterback.
Good protection down the middle. He has a man open. Inside the 35-yard line, the tight end, Ron Hall, number 82. And that's a first down and a 29-yard pickup for the Bucs. Nicely
thrown ball by Vinny Testaverde, right on the numbers in a crowd of people. Ron Hall, the big tight end, very tough, durable, good run blocker. And is a good pass receiver if you can get him matched up with a one-on-one type coverages. Watch this right here. The ball is thrown absolutely perfect, right over the center fielder's head right there. Now watch the catch in traffic. Good hit, hangs on to the ball. Nice play, Ron Hall.
The man with the hit is 31, Devon Mitchell. And if there's any doubt as to how tough Ron Hall is, he played a couple of games earlier this season with a fractured rib.
Talked to Richard Williamson, their receiver coach, yesterday, and he said that this guy is a physically tough guy.
First down from the 32 of the Detroit Lions. Testaverde to throw again. Going for it all down the sideline. Underthrown and incomplete. Mark Carrier, number 88, the intended receiver, who came back for it and then found that it was a little long.
Yeah, a little underthrown probably by Vinny. Would like to get that ball back in the back corner of the end zone, where the only guy that has an opportunity to come up with that would be his receiver, Carrier. Vinny's played better in the last couple of weeks. It hasn't had to throw the ball as much, and I think that's a part of a key to his development, Greg, is not to have him carry the whole load throwing the ball 30, 35 times a game. Last 3 or 4 games, only throwing the ball 15, 18 times is better for his development, I think.
Ray Perkins says, hey, it hasn't all been his fault. Some of it's been my fault.
Receivers also.
Kerry Good, right side. Turns the corner and hit and knocked out of bounds at about the 30 by 54, Chris Spielman, after a gain of 3. And hasn't Mr. Spielman had himself a rookie season?
Well, he's their high-round draft choice. He's leading the league in tackle, leading their team, I'm sorry, in tackles right now, and has been a good find for Detroit. Kerry Good, a former Alabama player for Ray Perkins, getting a shot today.
Third and 8. 3rd and 7 make it from the 30-yard line.
4 wide receivers this time, Greg. Little spread formation.
From the shotgun. Testaverde again with time. Thrown. Intercepted. 34 is James Griffin. Intended receiver Frank Pillow. So after a couple of weeks of throwing the ball without an interception, Testaverde throws one here on the Bucs' first possession.
Well, you see the emotion. You see Wayne Fonts. He's the first one to get to him. But here's a replay of it right here. It looks like Vinny watches him all the way. Look at Vinny's head and eyes. He's just bird-dogging the receiver all the way. A guy like Griffin sits back there in center field, reads Testaverde's eyes, breaks on the ball. There's a result. Nice interception.
Second interception on the year for James Griffin. In his 6th year out of Middle Tennessee State, a free agent signee a couple of years ago.
Quarterback's got to get back there. Quarterback's got to get back there and see the whole field, look one side, look both sides, and look those guys off.
Vinny Testaverde with interception number 33 on the year. And now the Lions taking over at their own 27. Rusty Hilger at quarterback. And they'll start on the ground with James Jones. Jones trying the left side and not getting too much. Comes up shy of the 30-yard line.
You take a look at the situation here, Greg, on offense and defense. Defensively, Tampa Bay playing a zone-type thing. You have to be patient against it.
Here's the defense that Rusty Hilger's looking at. Reuben Davis and Pig Goff at the ends. Kurt Jarvis, the nose tackle. Linebackers are good ones. Kevin Murphy, Eugene Marv, Irvin Randall, and Winston Moss. In the secondary for the Tampa Bay Bucs, on the corners, Ricky Reynolds and Bobby Futrell. Harry Hamilton and Mark Robinson, former teammates and roommates at Penn State, now teaming up as the safeties for the Bucs.
If they're going to try to get deep, I think they will try to get deep on Futrell, number 36.
He is at the top of your screen defending. Hilger comes the other way, though, and throws behind his intended receiver, Pete Manley, number 82. Here's the starting offensive lineup for the Detroit Lions. Hilger is the quarterback. Gary James and James Jones in the backfield with him. Manley and 89, Jeff Chadwick, and the rookie tight end, number 87, Pat Carter. Up front, an offensive line that's been together all season long. Lomas Brown, Kevin Glover, Steve Mott, Joe Malinchik, and Harvey Salem. On 3rd and 7, Hilger brings them up. And 6 defensive backs is what he is looking at across the line for Tampa Bay. The Lions not exceptional on 3rd down conversions. Hilger scrambling and goes down. 97, Sean Lee is the man who broke through and made the stop on Rusty Hilger.
Well, they haven't been able to get to the quarterback very successfully all year long. I think Tampa Bay may be last in the league at quarterback sacks, and that time they get the pressure, they get the hurry, flush him out of there, and get the play.
Jim Arnold on his way to the Pro Bowl, set to kick it away from about his own 15. Almost blocked. Futrell lets it bounce, bounces back toward the Lions, and they put a stop to it at about the 43. That's where Tampa Bay will go to work when we come back to Tampa Stadium after this.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. I think we still got the point across that we were cold. Yes. Doesn't count Blueberry Hill. Welcome back to Tampa, everybody. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. 10:25 to play in a scoreless first quarter thus far. And Wayne Fonts, since he took over, his team has beaten Green Bay twice, been blown out against Minnesota Thanksgiving Day, and almost beat the Chicago Bears a week ago.
You bet. You talk to the players, the coaches, the people around Wayne Fonts, that they say that he has put fun back into it. He's brought enjoyment back into it. But still, he had to impose some disciplinary measures, and he took no card playing in the locker room is one. Wearing no baseball caps into the meeting rooms is another. And I think those are disciplinary measures that you can take and get away with.
Coats and ties when you're traveling, and team dinner on Saturday night. And Staverdi will throw it again with time under the pressure, and down he goes. 58, George Jameson in from his outside linebacker position for the sack.
Well, it's where Detroit gets most of their sacks. It's not by their down people. It's by bringing their outside people. Even Michael Coper in this situation, you get George Jameson. You're going to see him coming from his left side of the screen right there. Vinny has to hold the ball a little longer than he would like. Credit good coverage in the Detroit secondary.
Went right around offensive tackle Rob Taylor. Loss of 10 on the play, make it 2nd and 20. On the draw. Running room for Lars Tate. And Tate out over the 45 and near midfield. Make it Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith, the ball carrier.
Play against zone coverages, which Detroit plays. Get those linebackers. It's going to be a passing type situation. Quarterback goes back. Watch this situation right here. Looks like pass. Looks like pass. Give it to the back. The linebackers have already dropped out of there. And by the time he gets to the first tackler, it's a good 10 or 15-yard gain.
Gives Tampa Bay a 3rd and 7 now at the 47-yard line, and 3 wide receivers are in for the Bucs. And Testaverde will work from the shotgun. Frank Pillow, number 80, the third wide receiver. Testaverde handles the low slap and goes long and has a man open. Penalty marker flies as the ball falls incomplete. Intended for Mark Carrier. And referee Bob McElwee will tell us about the flag. And it'll be an interference call against the Lions. Once again, Kenny, we saw the
illegal contact, 31 defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
31 is Devon Mitchell. Now there's another instance where that ball seemed to get up there and hang, and you have to wonder about Vinny Testaverde, who's had a sore right shoulder the last couple of weeks.
Hasn't practiced as much as he normally would during the week, Greg. He has had a sore shoulder, maybe throwing in some cold weather, not warmed up, nothing serious, maybe a bruise or just some stiffness in his throwing arm. And as you said, that ball there hung up. There's a little bit of wind circulating here in the stadium. Needs to put a little lower projecting on that ball, put a little bit more on it.
That little bit of wind circulating, as we said, has brought the wind chill to about 39.
It is chilly.
First down from the 48 for the Bucks. Testaverde again to the air. Quick one over the middle. He's got his man. Bruce Hill across the 35 to about the 33.
Another good call against the zone defense. Just take those short little slants. The receiver, you have to wait for him to get in those passing lanes, in between the strong safety and in between the linebackers. Drill it low to the inside, just like Testaverde did.
15-yard pickup, and didn't look like anything was wrong with Vinny's gun on that one.
Throws a strike right on the numbers. That's the ball that you have to have on the numbers. You get that ball up a little bit high. Those are tipped for interceptions. That one perfectly thrown.
Ball spotted at the 34, and the Bucks threaten once again. Hill is in motion, but this one will stay on the ground. Kerry Good for a couple. 3 make it. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Good, the rookie out of Alabama, 7th round draft pick, who has come up better than they thought he would.
Really stepped in on several occasions this year for the injured running back, whether it be Lars Tate. And has done exceptionally well. Good pass receiver coming out of the backfield. Good outside runner. One thing that Tampa Bay does not have is a real speed runner, real burner in the backfield.
We'll be keeping you updated on the scores coming in from the NFL all afternoon, and important ones they are. 2nd and 7. Testaverde with good time. Over the middle. Complete inside the 25. And that'll be enough for a first down for Tampa Bay.
Again, I think we're going to see an awful lot of this today. Just what we're seeing out of the Tampa Bay Bucks offense is they're playing a zone. They'll use their big tight end. You see him right there, Ron Hall. They'll use their outside people and their backs, throw in front of the linebackers and in those seams in that zone, and be very patient on offense.
Ron Hall comes in averaging 14 yards a catch. Smith and Good in the backfield. This is Good trying to get outside and can't get away from Dennis Gibson. Pickup of 1 on the play.
Good set of linebackers for Detroit. You take Dennis Gibson, you take Spielman, who is extremely tough of tackle to tackle, and you get the outside guys like Kofor, who rush the passer and pursue very well. Good active set of young linebackers for the Detroit defense.
And Benny Blades is down on the field. While they check him out, we'll take a timeout and come right back. 6:52 to play. First quarter, the Lions and the Bucks are scoreless. Get a chance, we'll talk a little bit more about those linebackers. It's good.
Okay.
Yo. How many have gone from interim to head coach?
Okay.
Steve, what do we got? 2nd and 9? Thank you. back with video, Steph? Yeah. One week ago today on the shores of Lake Michigan in Chicago, Coach Wayne Fonts watched Kevin Butler kick the field goal that gave the Chicago Bears the 13-12 win over the Detroit Lions, and he saw what would have been a major upset slip out of his hands. And of course, Wayne is in search for that head coaching position. Only 6 times as an interim coach going on to become a head coach. 2nd and 9, Testaverde with time, trying to break out, escapes one tackler and now falls to the ground after being hooked from behind by 93 Jerry Ball.
Well, they're getting to him. They're putting some pressure on him, but the reason is it's really not the front people. I mean, Jerry Ball makes the play, but credit the secondary. They're playing that zone. They drop back in there. They're going to make Vinny hold the ball, make him be patient, and he's not that type quarterback. He's a guy that has to get it done as soon as he sets up back there. Now he starts to scramble out of there trying to find something, and Jerry runs right back into Jerry Ball.
Loss of 10 on the play makes it 3rd and 19, and Benny Blades, incidentally, walked off the field with a little bit of help. Don Smith, 47, is in the lineup as a wide receiver for the Bucks. Testaverde down the middle, got his man. Bruce Hill, touchdown. He beat number 45, Raphael Cherry, on the post pattern for 31 yards. With that reception, Bruce Hill goes over the 1,000-yard mark in receiving yards. That's the first Tampa Bay wide receiver to do that since Kevin House did it in 1984. John Carney's extra point is good. 6 minutes even to play first quarter, and the Bucks draw first blood. Thank you, sir. Okay.
What's Vinny's numbers so far?
Steph, Chris Spielman needs 7 tackles today, become, I think, all-time leading tackler for the Lions in 1 year. Ken Fantetti at 148. He comes in with 142. Blades and ankle, Devon Mitchell a knee.
Who did he beat? Raphael Cherry?
Yeah,
he beat Raphael Cherry. I'm pounding so much coffee down, I'm going to be up till Wednesday. Welcome back to Tampa, where Vinny Testaverde's 31-yard pass to Bruce Hill has given the Bucks a 7-0 lead. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. And there's Bruce Hill, who's missed the last 2 games with an ankle injury, comes back strong today. Got the matchup that they wanted down inside the 20-yard line. They saw zone, 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 zone. They got down in there. That's when you expect a man-to-man coverage. They like that matchup with Hill on Cherry, and it works out.
John Carney for the injured Donald Igwebuike. Short kick. Stephen Starring from his 20. Out over the 30 to about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line before he is brought down. So the Lions go back to work with good field position.
They have to take advantage of it. You know, they've got to get out and move the ball, get to keep their defense off the field. The whole entire part of this first quarter has been played by the Detroit defense and Tampa Bay's offense. Now offensively, Detroit needs to get something going, some first downs, let their defense come over the sideline and get some rest. But of course, that's been their problem all year. It's been offensively.
Rusty Hilger among the many Detroit Lions who have enjoyed the coaching change in the last 5 weeks.
Really has. Motivated, enjoys Wayne Fonts. He's brought in some quarterback coaches to help the quarterbacks, and they see a light at the end of the tunnel with Wayne Fonts.
Play action over the middle, and somebody made a mistake. Hilger threw, nobody there. In fact, the closest to it was an orange jersey.
Well, it's hard to say, you know, without knowing exactly what they were trying to do, but it's either a misread coverage by the quarterback or maybe the outside guy. It looks from this angle that the outside guy may be the guy to go to. See the right? There's a crowd of orange jerseys right there, but to the right out there, outside of number 30, there's another receiver, and I think that's the guy you go to in that case.
2nd and 10 for Hilger from his own 34. Jones, the lone back. And it's Jones with the football. Over the 35 to about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. Irvin Randall, number 54, on the tackle after a pickup of 4.
Another thing we can look for, Greg, is how well each team on offense does on first down. First down, most important down of all of them because it dictates what you do on the rest. Good first down calls of 5 and 6 and 7 yards create the short yardage situations. That's the ideal way to play. They're incomplete on first down here. You're automatically in those long yardage situations.
Well, on 3rd and 6 now, 4 wide receivers into the game for the Lions. Carl Bland, number 80, Stephen Starring, number 81, join Lee and Manley. And Hilger from the shotgun. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of Pete Manley, number 82. So Hilger on the money with that one. It's just a drop on Manley's part. And the Lions will kick it away. You made the observation, Kenny, during the player introductions. Vinny Testaverde was cheered as he came onto the field, and of course we know he's been subjected to a number of boos here on occasion.
No doubt. Of course, we don't have a full house here. I don't know what we have, 35,000 or so, but there weren't any boos. They cheered him, and he's going through an awfully tough time now with the 32 interceptions. He comes in highly touted with a huge contract, and he's under a ton of pressure. Good
kick by Arnold, and fair catch at about the 13-yard line by Bobby Futrell. So Arnold has the Lions defense in good position with 4:50 to play, first quarter. It's a heck of a kick.
Good kick. 49 yards.
Okay. Hey, Steph, do we start with the score or do we start with this? Okay. Dawdle. How time does fly. Christmas Day 1 week from today, and next Sunday it's a CBS Sports Sunday special edition, Winterfest, a celebration of winter sports and the athletes who often toil in obscurity, dreaming of Olympic gold. Christmas Day, 2 o'clock Eastern here on CBS, followed by Magic Johnson and the Lakers against Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz. That's 3:30 Eastern, and it's all happening here on CBS Sports. From the 13-yard line, the Bucks go to work 1st and 10. And they'll do it on the ground. 34 is Lars Tate. And Tate tries the right side, maybe a yard or two. Make it 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Their running game this quarter, Greg, for Tampa Bay has been off the corners. They tried to get Kerry Good outside. Here they try to get Lawrence Tate off the corners. And it's going to be tough against this Detroit defense because they play a zone and the strong safety's going to be up. Those group of linebackers that we mentioned earlier all floated the ball extremely well. Good pursuit, people.
New York Jets looking to spoil the party for the Giants at the Meadowlands, leading 3-0. Dallas looking to spoil the Eagles.
Another party there.
Wayne Fonts looks on, 2nd and 8.
He's in the middle of a party.
Testaverde, short one, complete and hit hard. Lars Tate out of the backfield, and Chris Spielman was there to meet him after a pickup of 3. Make it Jeff Smith.
Well, there's a guy who stepped in, number 54, Chris Spielman, and just became a leader as a rookie-type player. Very seldom do you see a rookie player step in and take on a leader's-type role. You talk to all the players, you talk to the coaches. This guy is a leader on defense.
142 tackles to lead the team as a rookie. The funny thing is, last year, Dennis Gibson stepped in as a rookie linebacker, and he led the team in tackles. 3:35 to play first quarter. 3rd and 4. And Testaverde doesn't like what he sees and calls a timeout. Well, on 3rd and 4 and this deep in his territory, I assume Ray Perkins will say good move.
Yeah, good move. Come over and let's get it straight. Don't try to force anything. Just go ahead and use one of your timeouts. Come up to the line, you look over there, you see some personnel that they don't seem to be in the place where you would like them to be, and so let's don't get a bad play.
This is Tampa Stadium. Tampa, Florida. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler with 3:25 to play in the first quarter. Tampa Bay leading the Lions by a score of 7-0 on a 31-yard touchdown pass, Testaverde to Bruce Hill. Talking to some folks here in the stadium, Kenny, the good news is it's supposed to get warm.
The good news is it's supposed to warm up in Florida.
The bad news is...
What's the bad news?
It's not going to happen until tomorrow.
Oh. Well, put the flowered shirt back up.
You still have those flowered
shirts and flip-flops is my wardrobe.
3rd and 4. From the shotgun, the handoff up the middle, and that's first down yardage for Jeff Smith, number 35. The 4th-year man out of Nebraska. Starting today in place of William Howard, who dislocated a toe. Pickup of 9 yards, and it's a first down for the Bucs.
Little draw play. Every time they've run a draw play, it's been very successful, and they will be against zones, and that's what they're playing. Watch the linebackers. Watch number 58 step up. They're all running out of there. He gets a good block. Jeff Smith hits up in there and gets to the safety man, Griffin, before anybody gets to him. That will work extremely well, only if you're throwing the ball good.
First down at the 28. 2 tight ends now, and they keep it on the ground. Smith again. And this time Dennis Gibson is in the middle of the pileup to stop him after a 3-yard gain.
As we said at the top, Vinny's played better in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and because he hasn't had to throw the ball as much. I mean, at one point he was averaging 35 throws a game or something. The last 5 games is down to about 20 throws a game, and I think for the development of a young quarterback, that is important, not to have to carry the ball, carry the team with your arm. Have some type of balance. Better play selection, I think, has helped him.
2nd and 7. Got his man. That's Bruce Hill. And Hill has enough for the first down out near the 40-yard line. 8-yard pickup, and that's a first down for Tampa Bay. Here's a look.
It's the underneath stuff that they're going to do all day as long as they play the zones. Here's a drop back right there, and he's going to just take this little 8-yard pop right over there to the left-hand side of your screen. The guy goes down, turns around, shows him his numbers. Quarterback hit him between the 8 and the 4. Take that, methodically march the ball down the field, and be patient.
Some people will sometimes misinterpret the big numbers that Testaverde has put on the board, too, when he's throwing in the 300-yard range. If you fall behind early, you've got to throw the ball all day long.
Exactly. That's why you're going to have the 1,000-yard receiver that they have and the big numbers that he posts, because they're playing from behind all the time, have to throw the ball.
Here comes the wide receiver around. That's Bruce Hill. And Hill gets across the line of scrimmage off the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
And again, you hate to keep saying it, but everything that they've tried on the outside, off the corners with their running backs, they try a receiver on a reverse. They've not gained anything on the outside. Where they've gained their yards, it's been those quick hit and draws up the middle. And I think that's because the linebacker group flows so well for Detroit.
Well, awful tough on you if you run into Michael Kofer when you turn that corner.
Hello.
Big Michael Kofer, also headed to the Pro Bowl. At 6'5", 245 in his 6th year out of Tennessee, and a big play linebacker. 2nd and 7, I formation, running room for Jeff Lars Tate. That'll be another Tampa Bay first down, a 15-yard pickup.
Well, again, it's a quick hitting stuff right up the middle. You watch this. If you're playing linebacker, here comes Randy Grimes and Dan Turk and Rick Mallory, the guards. There he comes popping right up in the middle. Lars Tate, number 34, not to the outside, but to the inside is where they're having their best games.
And that will be the last play of this first quarter as the clock winds down. We're at 10 seconds, and the Bucs will not try to get another play off. As Testaverde confers with Ray Perkins, we've come to the end of one here at Tampa. The fans are happy. Their Bucs are up by 7. Okay. No first downs, -5 yards passing, 139-2. Oh. Hey, Steph, those first quarter statistics are impressive. Real impressive. Blade still out? Blades and Mitchell. I guarantee you that gentleman isn't doing that today.
Did you get your sailing in while you were here, Greg? Didn't you do some snow?
I tell you, if that guy is doing that today, there's an APB out for him.
Little nippy, little nippy.
Welcome back to Tampa. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler for the start of the second quarter. 7-0 Bucs with the football. And they are at the Detroit 43. First down. Hill in motion. Testaverde. All kinds of time and going long. And that is underthrown and intercepted at the 3. 31, Devon Mitchell stepped in front of his man, and once again Testaverde has underthrown a receiver.
He's thrown the ball extremely well when he's thrown the ball 10, 12 yards and throwing those little short strikes in the zone, but the times that he's tried to go deep, like this one right here, early in the first quarter, underthrew one down in the end zone. Watch this one just kind of hang. The ball just kind of hangs up in the air. See how long it's up there? Gives everybody time to react, plus the ball is underthrown. It makes you wonder maybe that arm might be bothering him a little more than we think.
Also, the choice is not good, Kenny, if you find a man down there at the goal line and he's double covered.
No doubt that center fielder back there, the weak safety staying back in the middle. Just throw that ball away and start over.
So Testaverde moves into second place all-time interceptions in a season with 34. And the Detroit Lions take over at their own 3. Out of the I formation, this is Gary James. And James is stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Again, if you take a look at Tampa Bay's defense, they're down linemen. You're going to see them stacked in the middle around the 2 guards in the center. And because Detroit's situation on offense is very similar to Tampa Bay's, they really don't have an outside runner. They don't have a speed guy to turn the corner. Gary James and James Jones are both good inside tough runners. They lack speed in the backfield also.
Tony Page has come into the ballgame now, replacing Gary James. Detroit has taken advantage of the turnovers they've gotten so far this year.
Got a long way to go with this one.
2nd and 9. This is Page. Page across the 5 up to about the 7.
Again, Tony Page, like the other two running backs, not a good outside runner, better inside. Watch this right here. You're going to see the nose tackle and the defensive line all stunning right in the middle, right between the center and the tackle. They know that this team's success in running the ball is in the middle. If they make them bounce out like that, like Tony Page just did, then they're playing into their hands.
Ricky Reynolds coming up from the corner to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 6. And a big play here for the Tampa Bay defense.
You bet. They need to get out, get a first down, and change the field position around.
3 wide receivers as Hilger will work from the shotgun with the crowd screaming in his ears. And he's going to run for it, and he's not going to get there.
Well, I think what they tried to do, Greg, was that little flick, that little toss, a little flea flicker inside. It's like a forward. It's incomplete, then it's a forward pass. They tried to do that. It was smelled by the linebackers or a down lineman, and that destroyed all the timing of the play. Here's a shot of it. Rusty Hilger's going to take a little step to his right. He's trying to toss the ball, but you see there's a linebacker all over. Number 50 makes the play. Play was destroyed before it started.
So Jim Arnold will kick this one from right around his goal line. And Bobby Futrell standing at midfield to receive for the Bucks. And this is an awful punt. That's not a Pro Bowl punt at all, and Jim Arnold won't like it. It rolls out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And the Bucks fans get revved up again. 24-yard punt. Wayne Fonts doesn't like it a bit.
Well, don't expect that from your Pro Bowl punter, do you?
What did he start with, 90 punts?
Leg weary.
Hey, Steph, after we do the summary, or maybe between plays, you think maybe we can get a shot of Arnold? Super.
Mac D, you're all over the place. There's the guy we want. If we could get a shot. What's new?
In NFL history? In NFL history? And who did Wilbur Summers play for? Not hard to tell who's leading this game or who has the edge so far. Tampa Bay in time of possession, and despite the 2 interceptions, Vinny Testaverde has thrown the ball well in short yardage situations.
He really has. The 2 interceptions really hasn't hurt his team. One serves almost like a punt, that the second one that trapped Detroit back inside the 5. The other one was also going in, and so they don't hurt you as much as if you throw them in your own territory.
So Tampa Bay goes back to work with 12:29 to play here in the second quarter. Jeff Smith, the lone back behind Testaverde on first down, and he gets the pitch. Near side, cuts inside, and down to about the 32, maybe the 31, pickup of 2 before Jerry Holmes comes up for the stop. And punter Jim Arnold, who is headed for the Pro Bowl, got off a very un-Pro Bowl-like punt last time up. He's confessed to being a little leg weary.
Well, the offense really has struggled all year long, and when they struggle, you're going to kick the ball more, you're going to have to punt the ball more, and that wasn't what you expect out of a Pro Bowl kicker. Jim Arnold is a terrific kicker, but maybe a little leg weary, who knows. 93 punts so far this season, ties him for a team record. Quick slant in, he's got his man. Mark Carrier, touchdown. For the second time this afternoon, Vinny Testaverde has found a wide receiver from 31 yards out.
And again, nothing wrong with this arm
Nothing
right
wrong
here.
with that when he's throwing those short strikes. Watch him flip this ball. I mean, he throws a rope. Zap right there. Perfect spiral. Hands catch by Carrier. Vinny Testaverde just flips that ball out there on a line.
Donald Igwebuike out with a groin injury, and John Carney, the former Notre Damer, reverts with 11:46 to play. It's the Bucks by 2 touchdowns, and Vinny is looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it.
And the criticism has bothered him.
Yeah, I mean, he's their future.
It'd bother anybody.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Talk about the interceptions.
Yeah.
That's rare. Yeah, that's rare. Except when he balances his checkbook. Got grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Standing in the lobby of the bank. Vinny Testaverde has heard his share of boos through the season here, but it's been all cheers this afternoon. He has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Tampa Bay leading Detroit 14-0 with 11:46 to play here in the first half. 34 interceptions this season, and we talked with Ray Perkins on Friday. He says, hey, a lot of those aren't his fault.
Yeah, he, you know, some of the receivers say we've blown routes for him. It's caused interceptions. Ray Perkins says I've asked him to do some things that I shouldn't ask him to do as a young quarterback. Has caused interceptions, and then of course he's thrown some outright ones himself.
Stephen Starring pulled down as he crosses the 25-yard line.
I mean, look, when you see a guy throw the ball the way that he threw these 2 touchdown passes, Greg, you know there's a tremendous amount of talent there, and I think it's going to be some mental thing for him and to get himself straightened out and play in the way that he's expected.
So while Vinny's still enjoying a pretty good afternoon, the Detroit Lions and Rusty Hilger are still looking for their first down of the day.
Another point, too, is this is not a real catch-up team. Detroit is not a team that can fall behind and make up a couple of scores right away because they've struggled on offense all year. Their wins have come because of their defense.
Lions will start with 4 wide receivers right out of the gates here. Hilger, quick drop, outside, incomplete. Gary James had it and dropped it.
Well, that's the kind of completion that Hilger needs, their whole offense needs. Just get that little completion under your belt, get out there and gain that 5 yards, create the short yardage type situations, and methodically move the ball down with a few first downs here and there.
Philadelphia in the hunt for a playoff spot in the East. Dallas in the Troy Aikman Derby. And Dallas is losing that derby and winning the game.
AFC Central war.
Cleveland needs a win. Trailing by 10. Indianapolis needing a win, leading Buffalo. Buffalo needs that win for home field advantage through the AFC playoffs. 2nd and 10. Jones in motion. Hilger with time and throws it into the dirt. Pat Carter, number 87, the man to whom it bounced closest.
Looks like bounced closest. Looked like he just tried to throw that one away as opposed to forcing the ball in there. But you take a look at Detroit's offense. They don't seem to have any direction. I mean, they try a little of this, they try a little of that. They're throwing the ball on the outside. They've run some inside, run some outside. I think they need to spread things out and put people in motion and have more flexibility to their offense.
Speaking of the Troy Aikman Derby, the worst these teams will do is draft 7th this year. Either of these 2 teams.
I think they both look forward to that.
3rd and 10. Hilger from the shotgun has time over the middle, complete. Jeff Chadwick, number 89, out to midfield, and that's a first down for Detroit, and that's the first down of the afternoon. It comes with 11 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
It all starts with pass protection. Watch the pass protection. He's able to get the snap out of the shotgun, sit back there, step up the way he needs to, playing against the zone, wait for Chadwick to come into the hook zones and then deliver the ball. Good pass protection, nice throw, good catch.
Rusty Hilger says for the first time all season he's being coached.
Well, Wayne Fonts, you know, Wayne understands that he's not an offensive mind. He's a defensive specialist. And what he's done, he's brought in Glenn Dickey during the week to help these young men. And you talk to Rusty Hilger, he likes that. Somebody who's been back there before teaching him.
Lions go with two fullbacks in the backfield, and here's Tony Page. Page bulls his way across the 45 down to about the 43. Pick up a 5 on the play.
Good first down gain, and that's the most important down, is how well you do on first down dictates everything else.
Winston Moss on the tackle as you look at Wayne Fonts, and we have a Tampa Bay Buccaneer down on the field. 95 is Kurt Jarvis.
Kurt Jarvis.
The nose tackle.
Well, that's a crowded little area that he plays in there. You've got guards coming down on you from both sides. You've got the center hit up on you, and it's a busy position.
Kurt Jarvis is one of those former Crimson Tide guys.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
See if we can find out what happens with Kurt Jarvis here.
Well, here's a shot of it, and see how crowded in there. You never know who's coming down on you. There he's got the center stood up. He's fighting off the center. The center throws him, and he tries to leg whip. He tries to leg whip the ball carrier. Looks like that's what gets him.
Well, Jarvis is still down on the field, just across midfield.
Well, you throw those legs and knees out there in front of a 225-pound back running full speed. That can result.
It'd be very easy for both these teams to come out here and say that this game doesn't mean much to them, but in effect it means an awful lot to both of them.
You know, especially if you're a player. I mean, it means a lot to Wayne Fonts because he wants this job so badly. We talked to him yesterday, and you could just see it in his eyes and hear it in his voice that he really wants this job.
10:29 to play, second quarter. We'll take a timeout. Tampa Bay up 2 touchdowns. All right. He's busy. He's busy.
Part-time coach. Weak warrior.
Geez, they're wheeling him off. You see Jarvis? Who's in for Jarvis? Sean Lee? 99? No, not Eugene Marv. Looks like Sean Lee.
What number is it?
When we talked with Rusty Hilger yesterday, he says for the first time since I've been here, meaning Detroit, he's being told what to do, and this man is the reason. Lynn Dickey.
Lynn Dickey, and rolled up some big numbers with Green Bay for years, knows the passing game extremely well, and Rusty Hilger, you see there, enjoys working with somebody who's been back there before.
Kurt Jarvis, the nose tackle, wheeled off the field. We'll try to get a report on him. Sean Lee is replacing him, and this is Gary James trying the right side on 2nd and 5 and getting a couple. Call it 3, and it'll be a 3rd and 2 for the Lions. Clock continues to move. We're coming up on 9:50 to play here in the first half, and the Lions need to put some emphasis on getting into the end zone.
They really do. They need to help out their defense. Of course, that's been the case all year long, and that's why Jim Arnold has kicked the ball so much, punted so many times. And they need to generate some type of offense. They need to spread things out and put people in motion and give people a lot of different looks. And I think we might see that later.
Stacked up right in the middle. And there's a penalty marker down.
Well, it's a quarterback and center exchange is muffed, and that's something that just has to be automatic. You have to go up there and that snap, you can't worry about it. You have to realize that it's coming up the same every time. That has to be automatic.
Bob McElwee says 4th down, and Jim Arnold comes on again, this time to set a Detroit Lions team record for punts in the season. Here's what happened.
Well, it's a muffed snap right there. You see Rusty Hilger, the ball drops right in front of him, and then all of a sudden it's just a pile of people.
A pile of people. Bobby Futrell stands at his own 10, and Jim Arnold will try to get one off considerably better than the last one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Futrell fair catches it at about his 15-yard line. 26-yard punt, but Arnold didn't want it much further than that.
Well, the idea there is to kick the ball as high as possible, get as much hang time out of that as you can, and give your people time to get down and try to pin them back inside the 10-yard line. Most fair catch guys are taught if the ball's inside the 10, let it hit. If it's outside the 10, go ahead and fair catch it.
And Testaverde gets the hand as he comes back on the field. 34 interceptions. Would you tell me your high was for a season?
I threw 31 year, and I know a little bit about what he's going through. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on him and being criticized in the paper. And he's got an awful lot of ability, a good young man. And I think it's just some growing pains that he's going through, Greg. And Perkins has him on a timetable.
30 in 1 year, and that wasn't a 16-game season, was it?
No, that was an 8-game stretch. No, I don't know, 30. I don't know how many games it was, but it was too many interceptions. I was in Oakland, and the next week I was getting my mail in Houston.
2nd down. And Testaverde will look to the airwaves. Short one out of the backfield is Jeff Smith. Interceptions?
Well, it was 30. It was 30, but it changed my address. You know, Mr. Davis says we can't have that. We're going to go let you play for bum down in Houston. You throw 30 interceptions, you get a new zip code.
Let him enjoy it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have a 3rd down now. The ball halfway between the 19 and 20-yard line, with 7:55 to play here in the first half.
Defense has done it all year for Detroit for whatever's been done. They're 3 or 4 wins, and they've got to do it again here. They need to come up with a big turnover.
Testaverde looking for running room, boosts it out, and it's intercepted.
Well, there's the turnover that we were asking for, but it comes in a strange way.
And there is a penalty marker down. Benny Blades is the man who picked it off, and he's hurting.
Rough Testaverde after the throw. Everybody wants to pick on the quarterback after he throws the interception. You'd be amazed at how many big guys come looking for you.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 50 on the intercepting team. They will keep the ball back 15 yards.
So here's what happened. First of all, just bad judgment by Testaverde in trying to push this one forward.
Exactly, Greg. This is the thing that he cannot do, and he has to learn not to do. Just take your lumps right here and start over. Throw the ball out of bounds, slide down, anything. But don't try that. You know, you can't do it with Benny Blades, a terrific young player right there. He makes the play, and then later I think we get a roughing on Testaverde.
That now makes Testaverde number 2 all-time in interceptions on the year.
Benny Blades and those young linebackers, Chris Spielman, I think they have the nucleus of a good, young, tough defense.
Blades, the rookie out of Miami, has had himself a heck of a rookie year. Meanwhile, from the 41, Hilger will try to get it going for the Lions. Tony Page is the lone back behind him, and he gets the football. Coming to the near side, and gets down close to the 35-yard line.
Well, they've got to take advantage of these turnovers and take advantage of this field position because, as we said earlier, they're not a catch-up type football team. They don't throw the ball well enough to come from behind by 2 or 3 scores late in games.
Clock continues to move. 7:15 to play now in the second quarter. Wayne's lost some weight since he's been head coach.
I think that comes with the territory, you know, as coaching a team that's struggling. I think he's lost 12 or 13 pounds since taking over. I wish I could lose it that fast.
On second down, there's a bullet from Jeff Chadwick on the receiving end, down close to the 20-yard line. And that's enough for a Detroit first down.
Well, they take a look out there and they see a guy giving him 5 or 6, 8 yards off the ball. Just take that little slant and work it down in.
Bobby Futrell is the man on the coverage here.
Look at the distance between them. It's maybe 7, 8, 9 yards. You look out there, you see that 8, 9 yards that Futrell's playing off of Chadwick, and you just pop it and take that.
Gary James back into the lineup as running back for the Lions, and he is flanked to the near side.
Still giving him a lot of room at the top.
Jones never got started. '78 John Cannon in on the stop for the Bucks, along with '97 Sean Lee.
Again, that Tampa Bay defense stacked into the middle of the formation, knowing that Detroit is an inside running team. They haven't had any success running the ball outside. They stack all those people in there and shut down the inside running game.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10. Gary James, James Jones lined up behind Hilger. And Hilger will go up top on this one. Big rush, intercepted. Mark Robinson, number 30, picked it off as Hilger unloaded under a heavy rush.
Well, you get the pressure on the quarterback. You hurry him. You look at Eugene Marr of 99. There comes the linebackers bringing everybody, putting the pressure on, man-to-man coverage on the outside. Mark Robinson had good coverage on Pat Carter. Get the turnover. It all starts with pressure in the quarterback.
Mark Robinson's 2nd interception of the year. And it cuts short a Detroit bid to get on the board with 5.5 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Testaverde back to work. Hill in motion. And straight ahead with room to run is 35 Jeff Smith. Clock continues to move. 5 minutes 20 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter at Tampa Stadium. To move 5 minutes 20 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter at Tampa Stadium. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Vinny Testaverde's thrown a couple of interceptions, but he's also thrown a couple of touchdown passes, and the Bucks lead it 14-0. These two teams with 4-11 records, looking to claim 3rd place in the NFC Central Division.
Ray Perkins on a building program, and as Greg said at the top of the show, that they're not judging this team on how many games they win this year. They're judging on the development of a young offensive line, a young quarterback, and a young nucleus on defense.
2nd and 4 from the 31. The pitch is for Tate. And Tate gets a couple and getting close to first down yardage.
Of course, it's hard to tell the fans that we're not going to count how many we win or lose. I think that's what they're interested in.
Yeah, what Ray said is, we've got the feeling that we can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
And I think they can. That young offensive line has been together an awful long time, and they're young, and they've been together, playing together all year. There's only been 1 or 2 substitutions during the course of the year. Testaverde needs to develop. They've got a good young set of backs. They've got Howard and they've got Tate, young outside people, and young on defense too. So I think it's a 2 or 3 year period for Ray.
If the Bucks win today, it gives them their first sweep of the Lions since 1981 in a season series. This is Tate. And Chris Spielman is the man who put the hit on him. But it's enough for the first down.
Well, that's one thing that will help a young quarterback develop is a better running game, to be able to run the ball, and it sets up your play passes and puts the defense off balance. And for a guy to have to throw the ball 35 times a game, that's just not the ticket.
There's a guy that Wayne Font says what he needs is a good summer of rest. Chuck Long.
Good summer of rest. Get ready mentally. Get the nicks healed up. He had some shoulder, arm problems and 2 or 3 games ago. He needs to heal up.
Testaverde over the middle. Incomplete. Almost picked off. 31. Devon Mitchell was drawing a bead on it, intended for number 85, Jeff Parks.
Well, they hit this earlier to Ron Hall down the middle, trying to isolate your tight end. They got Jeff Parks right here. They got both tight ends going down. He elects to go to Parks right over the middle, trying to hit it in over the middle linebacker. Spielman 54, but the safety plays it well.
That was almost number 3 of the day, right?
It really was. That center fielder right here, number 31, Mitchell, stays back in there. You throw the ball up, he's going to cause a collision.
I guess what you look for out of a young quarterback, Kenny, is consistency, huh? We've seen a couple of real good shots by Vinny, but then he also throws the ball away on a couple of occasions.
Exactly. He'll learn.
Lars Tate.
And things like we just saw out of Vinny, you can't throw the ball up in the middle when you've got a center fielder back in there.
7-yard pickup for Lars Tate. And on the CBS Sports Wire, the Jets putting it to the New York Giants. 13-0 in the second quarter.
Raining on their parade.
Meanwhile, Philadelphia has come back. And the Eagles are looking for a Giants loss combined with a victory over the Cowboys to claim the NFC East.
Cunningham's an exciting player.
Houston leading Cleveland. The Browns need this one badly.
Bernie Kosar banged up knee. I don't think he's full speed.
Meanwhile, here it's 3rd and 3 from the 43. And they'll do it on the ground. They won't get it done on the ground. Jeff Smith stopped. And the Bucs will kick it away.
Well, the defense does their job. Hilger turned the ball over with an interception. Your defense has to come in and say, okay, we got to stop them right here so that field position doesn't change drastically. Now they'll probably get the ball up around the 20-yard line in decent shape. Good job by the Detroit defense.
Pete Manley goes back, and Ray Criswell, the only punter in the National Football League who has no touchbacks this season. Won't get one here. He drives this one. Manley at his 18. 25. Good running room. 35 out to the 38-yard line. Minute 51 to play, and Manley gives Detroit room to work. They're down by 2 touchdowns.
Those line drive kicks get you in trouble. He's always kicking where it says down here in white and orange. Tampa Bay is always kicking from the end zone.
No, that's not true, though. We ought to get a shot of Spielman. Yeah. All right. Yeah. He's tied the record, right?
Who's that? Who's that, John?
Criswell.
Well, you want to get on that. Reason he hadn't had any touchbacks is because he can't kick the ball 85 yards. That's kind of rough, isn't it? That's being ugly, isn't it? What do you think?
Christmas Day, next Sunday, a CBS Sports Sunday Special Edition. Winterfest, a celebration of winter sports and the athletes who often toil in obscurity, dreaming of Olympic gold. That's Christmas Day at 2 Eastern, followed by Magic Johnson and the Lakers, Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz, NBA action live, 3:30 Eastern time. All of that on CBS Sports.
I like that hoop. I love to watch that hoop.
You could pop the jumper, couldn't you?
I was out. No defense, no rebounding, just shoot.
Stop and take the sure 40-footer.
That's it. that's me.
Lions back to work. Hilger out of the shotgun. Under 2 minutes now for the first half.
There's a good throw.
In and out of the hands and bobbled and almost intercepted on the far side. Intended for number 80, Carl Bland, and that was Bobby Futrell playing volleyball over there.
Well, Hilger can't get a break. You know, he throws the interceptions and makes a bad choice occasionally. Then he finally gets off a good one and hits a receiver right between the numbers, and it bounces up, and they play volleyball with it. And just very inconsistent on the offensive side of the ball for Detroit.
Hilger only 2 of 9 throwing for 39 yards. And you see the timeout situation with 1:44 to play.
They need to make something happen before the half, Greg.
4 wide receivers now for Hilger to throw to. Near side, Chadwick. And Chadwick got about the 44, and the Lions now on the hurry-up offense. Pickup of 7. It's 3rd and 3.
Set of numbers, and they also have a situation here where the center will snap the ball directly to the fullback in this case.
Time to throw. Again intended for Chadwick. Incomplete. Rod Jones covering, and again Jim Arnold will come onto the field to kick. And the Tampa Bay defense gets a hand from the fans. Arnold, 94 punts on the season, and about to add to his Detroit team record with his 95th here.
He can go ahead and pop this one.
Futrell at the 25. Back to the 24. Still at the 24. Now to the 30. Loses the football. On the ground, the Lions say they've got it, and they do.
Oh.
Futrell brought it back 10 yards before coughing it up. And Tony Page was the man who put the hit on him.
Well, he's trying to make something happen right here. He sees a little daylight right here. Takes advantage of it, hits that hole. There comes Tony Page, number 49, strips the ball and gives Detroit an opportunity right here before the half.
Tony Page in his 5th year out of Virginia Tech at 5'10", but 235, and he can put a little lick on you.
Little fire plug.
Tampa Bay leading the ball game, also leading the way in turnovers, and if you do enough of those, they'll catch up with you.
Doesn't matter who you're playing. If you turn the ball over enough times and you give a team these kind of opportunities inside the 40-yard line, you give a team enough of them, you're going to suffer from it.
So with 1 minute to play, the Lions get a chance to make something happen before halftime.
A lot of room down here on Chadwick, giving him an awful lot of room.
Twice the Bucs have overcome at least 4 turnovers to win a football game. Near side, Chadwick complete and down at about the 26. Clock continues to run. Now stopped at 49, and we'll be right back.
Attaboy, John.
What I saw. Okay.
Who's that? Who's the DB? Who's the DB?
Rod Jones.
Rod Jones.
That last completion, Kenny.
Well, the last completion, you look, there's an awful lot of room. Look how far Rod Jones is playing off of Chadwick. Go down there and take that 5 yards, pop that, good safe throw, get the ball down in. You got to take advantage of that slack defense on the corners.
Hilger 4 for 12 for 51 yards, and all 4 of his completions to Jeff Chadwick so far. 49 seconds to play.
Now you see they've tightened up on both corners. They've tightened up both people with safeties behind them.
Hilger will work out of the shotgun. And penalty marker is down, and this play won't count. That means it'll go against the offense.
64 offense.
Number 64 on offense is tackle Eric Sanders.
Not normally one of the starting group of Brown and Mott, Milenchek, Salem, and Kevin Glover. And a lot of times you get a guy who is not a starter getting there, not used to the quarterback's cadence, not used to the timing, and a lot of times that will happen.
Tony Page into the backfield along with James Jones now. Hilger going to roll and going to throw for the end zone. Incomplete. Chadwick, again the intended receiver. And about 3 orange jerseys right next to him.
Really didn't have an awful lot working. He's trying to make something happen, but you don't want to turn that ball over down here. This is going to be an opportunity that you need to take advantage of with some type of points going in before the half. A lot of people in the center of the field then.
Coming up at halftime, Kenny. Brent, Irv, and Dick with all the scores and highlights. And a look back at some of the plays of the year from the unforgettable the unbelievable.
Oh, all right.
Remember that one time where you said that's unbelievable?
Unbelievable.
I'm sure that one will be there.
Yeah, you said unforgettable, too.
Unforgettable. 39 seconds to play. First half. And Lomas Brown is being checked out. Eric Sanders replacing him in the lineup. 3rd and 9. Hilger at least looking for field goal range on this one. Over the middle, has his man, Manley. Manley, first down yardage inside the 20.
All right, they've got to do something with a timeout here. They get it called.
And the clock is stopped with 29 seconds to play here in the first half. And Manley hit the ground hard, is slow getting up. And Manley does not look in the best of shape.
Really doesn't.
He came across the field at full speed, and Ricky Reynolds dragged him down, and Manley took a pretty good bounce off the turf.
Dragged him down from behind. It's really hard to say. Ankle and knee bruise. He's not happy with it because he wants to play. Quite a competitor.
Meanwhile,
one of the leaders on offense.
On the CBS Sports Wire, Buffalo playing for home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, leading Indianapolis 7-3 second quarter. Colts still in a hunt. Miami and Pittsburgh tied at 17 in the second quarter. Pittsburgh, one of the teams that could possibly figure in the Troy Aikman Derby.
Yeah, it's evaluation time in Pittsburgh with Chuck Noll and all of his players.
You know, all those winning seasons eventually catch up to you, don't they?
It seems to go in a cycle, doesn't it? You take the teams that were powerhouses, the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, the Raiders, Miami years ago, Dallas.
The last 16 possessions, the Lions have scored when they've gotten inside the 20, and they're looking to do it here with 29 seconds to play. First down from the 18. Gary Lee has replaced Pete Manley in the lineup. Hilger from the shotgun, going to throw for the end zone, looking for Lee, got tripped up at the goal line, and there is no flag.
I think the ball was so far thrown over. There's one up at the line of scrimmage, Greg, but I don't think we'll get interference because the ball was not catchable.
I don't know what you think about that, Kenny. I think that's a dumb rule.
Did not catchable.
Yeah.
Personal foul. 57 defense going to the head. 15 yards, first down.
That one is called on Winston Moss, the linebacker for the Bucks. And half the distance to the goal is the penalty.
Well, there's a snap out of the shotgun. Winston Moss doing a little stretch, coming around from the right side. You can't hit the quarterback up in the head with the forearms like that. That's a no-no.
Now there's the trip up at the goal line.
Trip.
And Donnie Elder is the man covering. Gary Lee wanted a flag.
pleading his case.
Pete Manley, number 82, back into the lineup for the Lions now. 23 seconds to play. And the penalty moves the football to the Tampa Bay 9. This could be a good, important psychological possession for the Lions.
No doubt.
Hilger screaming to be heard and now moves up to the line. Heavy rush, throws it over the middle, popped into the air and intercepted. And the loose football, and Tampa Bay has it. The Bucks intercepted, fumbled, recovered, and the Lions are brought to a halt. 57 Winston Moss down there at the bottom of the pile.
Well, you've got a scoring situation that's awfully important to your team. You have to think to yourself, don't force anything. Don't throw the interception. There's a lot of people around there. There you see, who is it? Jackson, number 2039?
I think that's Ricky Reynolds.
Ricky Reynolds, number 29. You can't force the ball down there when points are so valuable to you psychologically down there. You just have to say, let's throw the ball away and we'll settle for the field goal. Don't force it.
So with 12 seconds to go here in the first half, the Lions will have to wait until the second half kickoff for their next possession. And so ends that streak of 16 straight possessions inside the 20 and getting on the board, unless something big happens here, which it will not. That'll do it for the first half. Tampa Bay 14, Detroit nothing. We'll take a timeout. beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida. I didn't say warm, but I did say beautiful.
Clears a bell.
Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Tampa Bay Bucks leading the Detroit Lions 14-0 at halftime. 2 31-yard touchdown passes from Vinny Testaverde. One to Bruce Hill, the other to Mark Carrier. And Testaverde, of course, has also thrown a couple of interceptions. But at this stage of the game, it's the Tampa Bay defense that's come up big and the Detroit offense, which hasn't been able to produce.
Yeah, despite 4 turnovers by Tampa Bay, their defense has kept them in the game. They've turned the ball back over after they've thrown interception or whatever. Offensively, Detroit can't do anything. They've been inconsistent. They've turned the ball over the interceptions and just being outplayed, out-hit first half.
What has happened also is that the Tampa Bay offense has been able to keep control of the ball. In the first half, time of possession, 18 minutes 35 seconds for the Tampa Bay Bucks, 11:25 for the Detroit Lions, and part of the problem there has been the Detroit inability to record first downs.
That's right. They haven't established any kind of ground game. They haven't kept their defense off the field by maintaining control over the ball. They've been very inconsistent running the ball. Hilger's been inconsistent turning the ball over, especially in scoring territory.
Wayne Fontes is trying to establish some sort of momentum going into the tail end of the season, not only because he'd like to succeed in this interim portion, but as we have said before, and as is well known now, he's making a big bid. He'd particularly like to win here because Tampa is where he was an assistant to John McKay for so long.
And a very popular one. A lot of people thought that he might get the job here when he was an assistant down here, goes to Detroit. Now he has an opportunity to take over as the head coach. Extremely popular among the fans and his players, a good motivator, good communicator, and I think Wayne Fontes would do a terrific job, given enough time to do it, to get his type people in there, his type staff, and what he wants. I think he would be a good choice.
You're looking at the list of coaches who have gone from being interim head coaches to having been given the job full-time. It's obvious he has the respect and the liking of his players. How important is that in the overall scheme?
I think it's extremely important. I think anytime that you have a situation where you have a good mesh between the staff and between the players and a good rapport, a guy that you like, a guy that you respect, a guy that you'll go out there and really get after it for, I think that's an intangible that you really can't measure, but I think it's extremely important, and I think Wayne Fontes has that for Detroit right now.
Wayne is not at all shy about saying this is a job that he wants.
He wants the job badly. We talked to him yesterday, and like I said earlier, you could see it in his eyes and hear it in his voice that he knows that he can win. He wants the opportunity to do it over a full year or a long-term situation.
Newspaper poll in Detroit said that of the 35 players polled, 31 of them want Wayne back. 3 were non-committal and 1 was against it.
We talked to a lot of players, equipment managers, coaches, trainers, people like that, and they say that Wayne Fontes has put fun back into the Detroit situation. He's a motivator. He's respected by all the players. He has fun with the players. Yet he's come in and he's put in some small rules that show some authority. The no card playing, the no hats, and Wayne Fontes is a players type coach that would do a good job.
We have a bit of a delay here at Tampa Stadium with the start of the second half, and the reason is an injury on the field. The Royal Lipizzan Stallions were putting on a halftime performance here, and one of the horses running through a row of people on the field swayed a little bit, hit a couple of the people. One got up, it didn't appear to be injured too much, but there is one member of the band down there who appears to be seriously injured and is just now being taken off the field on stretcher.
Well, we hope that person is not as seriously affected as it looks. The players still warming up on the sidelines, getting ready to come out at the halftime. You go in at the halftime. I'm sure Ray Perkins has told Testaverde you're throwing the ball extremely well, and he has thrown the ball well, but he's made a couple of real bad decisions and turned the ball over. And throw out those, keep the good things. Let's get our running game going so we don't have to rely on the arm. We've got a 2-touchdown lead. Let's play defense. Don't let them control the ball on us. Coming out of Detroit's locker room, come on offense. We've got to get something going. Our defense is playing well. Our defense is playing well. We've got to maintain control of the ball, make something happen.
From the time a team comes out onto the field until they kick it off, it's usually about 3 or 4 minutes. It's been about 10, 11, maybe 12 minutes by now. What does that do to a team, especially if a coach gets in there and gets them fired up to come out of the locker room?
Well, after you get an inspirational guy like Wayne Fontes getting the team fired up, I don't think it can help. I think the players coming out, they need to make sure that they're good and loose. Maybe the extra time helps in that respect. But when you come out of there charged up and have to wait around, sometimes it can take the wind out of your sails.
Well, if we get word on that injured party that occurred during halftime, we certainly will pass it along to you, and we send along our best. Meanwhile, we are about ready to get the second half underway. And the Detroit Lions will receive. And Ray Perkins is now saying what's going on here about the situation, and we're going to switch sides.
Ray Perkins putting on another hat, helping them do a little officiating.
There's the problems the Detroit Lions have had. 4 punts, an interception, another punt, and another interception. They just have not been able to get it going. 4 first downs in the first half. And as this second half drags along, maybe you ought to cancel that 6 o'clock flight you've got booked.
Yeah, it looks that way. We've got to get things going here if we're going to get out of here on time. So let's get this thing pumped up and kicked off.
14-0, Tampa Bay in the lead. And that man there in search of a job, and his players want to win it for him.
They sure do. I think that was the underlying factor you talked to everybody. Of course they want to win because they're all competitors and playing for the pride and that sort of thing that you hear all the time. But they really do want to win for him because he's well respected and well liked by his players.
Detroit owner William Clay Ford has said repeatedly he will not make a decision until after the season is over. So I think we're about ready to go. John Carney gets set to kick it away for Tampa Bay. Number 81, Stephen Starring to the near side of the field. Number 26, Carl Painter to the far side as second half action gets underway. And a short kick. This is Starring at about the 16, 25, 30, 32, maybe the 33-yard line before he is brought down. So Hilger and company will have good operating room as we get the second half started.
Well, they had some operating room in the first half, and they just didn't take advantage of it. And like we keep saying, they're not a catch-up football team. They're not explosive enough. They don't have enough speed in the backfield. They don't have enough outside speed. And their quarterback has played inconsistent. And they don't have that type of offense, or that type of velocity on offense to make up a lot of points.
And they will go with Tony Page in the backfield, the lone setback behind Rusty Hilger on first down from the 32. And Hilger will take it up top right away. Outside and out of bounds. James Jones on the reception. Tried to tiptoe his way for a first down and didn't come down with both feet in bounds.
Little slant pattern by the outside guy, Chadwick, who tries to clear things out. You give him the first look. If Chadwick's got something working, you take it. If not, this is the outlet. He takes Jones. You see the right foot come down, and he didn't get the left one in. Good call.
Goes as an incompletion, and it's 2nd and 10 from the 32. Page leaves the lineup. Gary James comes back in.
Bad first down plays, no gains on first down. They put you in a hole from the get-go, then they put you in these type situations. Not the way for Detroit to play.
310 total yards last week against Chicago. 115 of them came on the ground, and that's not a bad afternoon running the football against the Bears. Running the football is Gary James. Breaks it to the outside, gets a block, turns it upfield and out near midfield before he's dragged down. And that's the first impressive gain on the ground that Detroit has recorded this afternoon.
As you said, they ran the ball extremely well against a good Chicago Bear team, 115 yards against the Bears. But you notice their running is not on the outside, and we've said that all along first half. Here he bounces it outside after he gets through the hole in the middle, waits for his blockers, cuts in behind it, and makes a nice game. Gary James, LSU Bengal Tiger, exciting player in the backfield, good pass receiver coming out of the backfield. Doesn't have that really breakaway speed to bust 170. The things you want to utilize down this part of the territory when you get man-to-man coverage, as you usually do here, is crossing type routes. You're going to see Pete Manley coming from your left right there. Crossing route. Good for the gain. Get down in for the first down. You expect man-to-man coverage down here.
Harry Hamilton on the tackle, but not before the Lions have a first down now from the 12. And they have already equaled the number of first downs that they recorded in the first half. Page and Jones in the backfield. Manley in motion. The pitch is for Jones. And Jones looks to throw. And going to overthrow everybody in the end zone. Jeff Chadwick, the intended receiver.
Little wrinkle, little trick play. Try to catch him napping, and I think James Jones realized that they had to play covered very well and just threw the ball away.
Well, we knew the Detroit quarterback situation has been tough this year.
Yeah, when you start asking your fullback to throw the ball, I think you might be pressing a little. Steve Mott, the fine center from the University of Alabama.
James Jones can do a lot of things. He began college as a tight end before moving to the running back position, and now they're looking for him to throw. 2nd and 10. Jones and James make up the Detroit backfield. Going to run it. James up the middle. Across the 10 to the 9. Maybe no further than the 10. We'll call it a pickup of 2. And it'll be 3rd and 8. Sean Lee, Eugene Marv on the tackle.
Situation substitution people now. The passing yardage, obvious passing situation. Bring in the extra defensive backs. Bring in your 3rd and your 4th wide receivers. Spread it out.
Chadwick and Manley to the near side of the field on 3rd and 8. Bland and Starring to the top of your screen.
Has to be under the center of the noise. You can't hear.
And here comes the blitz. Into the end zone. Chadwick tried to stay in bounds and couldn't do it.
Great effort.
Big blitz on Rusty Hilger.
Looks like they bring a safety. Looks like they bring Robinson, number 30. Looks like a safety. He's going to put all the heat on right up the middle. He just gets rid of the ball to keep him taking the sack. Almost makes a great play out of this. There's a safety, number 30 coming. Usually a cover man. He comes. He almost makes a terrific play out of this.
And Ed Murray will get this one away from 27 yards out. And the whistle blows before the snap. Bob McElwee having a little conversation with number 64 Eric Sanders down there. Meanwhile, Ed Murray has been one of the most reliable field goal kickers in the NFL this year. 19 for 20, including 7 for 7 from 20 to 29 yards, and this one will come from 27.
After further review, the play stands.
Well, the official is just taking a look at that Chadwick reception that was ruled out of bounds and confirmed by Tom Keller, replay official. So Murray from 27 yards out. And the Lions are on the board with 10:26 to play, 3rd quarter. The Tampa Bay lead is cut to 14-3. Yeah. John Hancock. All right.
Yep. Sure, Alabama's just a war. I mean, it's a war. I mean, they play in the United States Army.
What card number is that?
Playing the whole military. Playing one branch of our armed forces in one football game.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, time.
For what? History? What year did Mosley do that? Look what's happening next Saturday here on CBS Sports.
Yeah, Alabama has to heck, they have to take on one branch of the entire armed forces of the United States, but I think they'll do pretty well.
Is it a war?
Oh, it's a big one.
The Sun Bowl. 29th bowl appearance for the Crimson Tide in their last 31 years. They're led by Derek Thomas. The Cadets making only their 3rd bowl appearance ever. propelled by the wishbone offense, third in the nation in rushing, Alabama and Army. Meanwhile, A. Murray just moved on up the ladder. We'll tell you more about that after the kickoff from the 15, 47 Don Smith. And Smith out over the 30 to about the 32. Getting back to Eddie Murray, 20 for 21 now, ties him with Mosley, Mark Mosley's effort back in 1982 for the best single season field goal percentage, .952.
That's knocking him in there.
And Jan Stenerud, who was a pretty fair kicker in his day,
beat us several times in Kansas City.
Ed Murray. His license plate says kick it.
Kick it.
His nickname is Money, understandably. Testaverde to throw on first down. Over the middle, incomplete. Tight end Ron Hall, the intended receiver.
That's a situation right there that Vinny should realize and feel it. You can't look for it or see it around you, but you have to feel the fact that you're getting good protection. He had plenty of protection then. He threw the ball a little before he should. Give the tight end, Ron Hall, number 82, give him time to get out of his break. On his way, hold the ball along. You have to feel those kind of things.
Tampa Bay in the first half. A couple of interceptions, and in between, Testaverde threw some touchdown passes. 2nd and 10 from the 32. They'll keep it on the ground, and this is Lars Tate. He'll get nowhere.
Nothing doing. Roll draw action, trying to pop a draw up in there, which is really a typical type play that people will use on 2nd and long. It's a big tendency in most people's offenses to run draws on 2nd and long, and so as a result they play them extremely tough.
Detroit will bring 2 more defensive backs on the field now.
This is a situation that the all-pro linebacker Michael Kofer has made all his noise, and you see him down at the bottom of your screen, number 55. They spread him out down there, and that's where he makes all of his sacks, this type of situation.
3rd and 12 with 9.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Short drop, slant in. Is it complete? It is complete to Mark Carrier. No, incomplete. They say incomplete. The guys upstairs will probably take a look, as we will right now.
Well, here's our guy's shot of it, and it's always a good one. Here it is right here. It's going to be a little slant into Carrier. There's Carrier, low thrown ball. Does he get down? Oh, I think it hit the ground. I think that's incomplete. I think that's incomplete. Good shot by our guys in the truck. There's another good angle of it. I think the tip of the ball hits the ground. That's a good job in the truck by our guys.
That'll force the Bucks to punt with 9:21 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And Ray Criswell is on the field. And Bob McElwee is saying, hold on a second, and he's calling one of his fellow officials over as they review it. Replay official Tom Kelleher. And the communicator Bob Best. So meanwhile, things have come to a screeching halt here in Tampa. I don't know that replay is conclusive. Of course, if the replay is inconclusive, then the call on the field will stand.
Stay.
After further review, the play stands. 4th down.
Wonder how the Tampa fans feel about that.
Nice call, Tom.
Pete Manley will back up to his own 30, and Ray Criswell gets set to kick it away for the Bucks.
Hold it.
We'll get everybody set and ready to go.
We'll take the 45-second clock on the field. On the field.
One of the NFL's fine officials, Bob McElwee, just getting things set, and we're ready to go now. Criswell, Manley at the 22. Dodges one tackler and a second. and to about the 30-yard line. 9:09 to play, 47-yard punt, 8-yard return. Lions go back to work when we come back.
Got another 85-yarder. Touchback.
See, but the flip side of that is you can also have some good coverage people.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Criswell gets some good hang time. Hey, good idea. Great shot.
Yeah. Sunny Florida.
Where's the school? Where's the school? Here in Tampa? All right. All right. Would you believe we are in sunny Florida?
Well, we were in Green Bay last week, and I know how cold. You don't like that cold weather, so we got you down in sunny Florida for a little.
Appreciate that.
Little sun.
We have a little snowball fight after the game, huh? 9:09 to play, third quarter. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler. Bucks lead at 14-3. Lions get the ball back and go to work from their own 30-yard line. And Hilger down the sideline for Chadwick and overthrows him at midfield. Rod Jones, number 22, on the coverage. Chadwick, you see him get up limping a little bit. He didn't work out with the team, and they try not to give him as much workout time as everybody else during the week because he's had the Achilles problem.
Had the Achilles problem, and they think that the best way for that to heal or to keep him as healthy as they possibly can is less is best. Less pressure on those Achilles, the better.
In his 6th year out of Grand Valley State.
Good receiver, runs good routes, a possession-type receiver, smart receiver, a la Freddie Bolitnikoff-type receiver.
Gary James, James Jones in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Jones in motion to the near side. Turns it upfield. Hilger under pressure, gets it off to Jones. Jones out close to the 40-yard line before he is stacked up. Comes up shy of about a yard or two of a first down. Pickup of 9 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
Good job by Hilger to dump the ball off to his outlet to the back to James Jones, you see right there, without taking the sack. Good awareness, good presence of mind to get rid of it.
Hilger, of course, came off of a high school football field where he was coaching at the request of the Lions, who earlier this season lost Chuck Long and Eric Hipple, as the Jets increased their lead in the 3rd quarter to 20-7. While Philadelphia still holds on to a 3-point lead at Dallas. 3rd and 1. Straight ahead, Gary James, first down. You know, that New York rivalry is such a bitter one, and for the Jets, who are out of playoff position, to be able to knock the Giants off would put the cap on Joe Walton's season.
Bet. Houston, Warren Moon and company. Got a whole host of good running backs with that ball club.
Atlanta, with another field goal, is pulled to within 1 of New Orleans. Here, Tampa Stadium, 7:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Greg Gumbel, Ken Stabler, 14-3. Bucks leading on 2 touchdown passes from Vinny Testaverde, and the Lions trying to get back into scoring position. They're at their own 40, first down. James with a blocker in front of him. Didn't work. 79, Reuben Davis for a loss of 3. Ray Perkins says Reuben Davis has been the surprise for him this year.
He's going to need some surprises with this group. They're so young that some of the young players have to step up and make an impact. Reuben Davis, one of the things that Tampa Bay needs is a good down lineman to put pressure on the quarterback. Maybe this guy might be the one.
Only 3 defensive ends who were rookies started this year. Neil Smith at Kansas City, Aaron Jones at Pittsburgh. They were #1 picks. Davis was a #9 pick out of North Carolina. 2nd and 13. Hilger, short drop, slant in. Manley inside the 40 and a first down for the Lions.
Good throw by Rusty Hilger to give him time to get in the seam in there, then deliver the ball. This ball's got to be thrown. It's got to be a strike. It's got to be a rope. Here you see Manley breaking in, the other guy breaking out. The ball is right between 2 defenders right there, thrown very well. Real quick hitting play.
Eugene Marv and Rod Jones combining and knocking down.
Those two play, that particular play right there is very similar to the 2 touchdown passes that Testaverde has thrown. They're just slant ends. Sometimes a defensive back will overrun it and it can break for a huge play.
So that's a first down now from the clock restarts, and we're down to 6:10 to play, 3rd quarter.
Well, this is where they've had their problems. They've gotten the ball out of bad territory and can change field position around, but they've had trouble down in scoring territory.
Manley replaced by Carl Bland. This one will be on the ground. Gary James. Good opening up the middle for James, who is across the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. Eugene Marv again in on the tackle for Tampa Bay. Eugene Marv came into this game with 114 tackles, leading the Tampa Bay defense. Boy, you don't think he was happy with that victory over the Buffalo Bills. He's in his 7th season, 3rd-round draft pick out of Saginaw Valley State by Buffalo. Second and 7. I formation for the Lions. That's Chadwick in motion. The pitch and the reverse, and here comes Manley. Manley looking for a block and is dragged down by Mark Robinson. And I'll tell you what the noise is about. They're looking for a clipping call, and there is no flag on the play.
Yeah, Kevin Glover, number 53, the left guard for Detroit, peeled back on somebody for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and it was close, and the fans here think that it should have been a clipping. Maybe we'll get a shot of this. Here he is. Here they are in pursuit. There's Kevin Glover, number 53. Does he get his head in front? You make the call. Nobody makes the call.
Winston Moss is the man who was hit.
Here's another shot of it. 53, Kevin Glover. There's Moss. That's a clip all the way, looks like. Good angle. Good shot.
3rd and 6. And Hilger wants timeout. The clock was down to 2 seconds. Hilger called timeout. 4:14 to play. The Bucks leading it 14-3. We'll be back. Okay. What?
Shannon, Blueberry Hill.
Yip, 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 yip.
Da 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 da.
Ball. You can rock it, you can roll it, you can dive it, you can throw it at the hop.
Hop.
It's not a wave, they're just doing it to keep warm.
Thawing out.
Got that right. Hey, I'm picky. What can I tell you? Next Sunday, Christmas Day, a CBS Sports Sunday Special Edition, Winterfest, a celebration of winter sports and the athletes who often toil in obscurity, dreaming of Olympic gold. That's 2 o'clock Eastern. And then the Lakers and the Utah Jazz NBA action. Kenny, I don't know if you've seen John Stockton of Utah play basketball. He may well be the fastest player in the NBA. What a point guard he is.
You bet. The mailman can take it to the hoop good, too.
He does good. He do good.
He do good, too.
I have an English teacher rolling in his grave somewhere. 3rd and 6. And a big play for Rusty Hilger and the Lions. And the Bucks fans cheer the defense on. Good protection for Hilger. Near side, complete. Pete Manley out of bounds and a first down for the Lions.
Well, it looks like Ricky Reynolds went for the interception, gambled a little bit, trying to maybe pick one off, make something happen, gambling a little bit, missed the play. As a result, we get a big play out of Manley. Watch this. Manley cuts the outside. He goes for the interception or knockdown, overplays it. We get a big play by Manley.
Man-to-man.
You bet. Man-to-man coverage. I would expect more of it right here.
Manley, 4 receptions now, 69 yards. And a 19-yard pickup, first down. The Lions now at the Bucks 15. Jones and Page in the backfield. Tony Page stacked up. Pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Again, you'd like to be able to try to run the ball down here. These are the toughest yards to gain down in here. You don't have as much room to operate. You'd like to be able to run the ball. They don't do a very good job of it on first down. Now they put themselves in a little bit of a long yardage play.
I got a feeling, Kenny, the Lions put the ball in the end zone here. You'll see that sideline on the Detroit side of the field explode.
I think so.
Clock continues to run, 3:25 to play 3rd quarter. 2nd and 9. That's Pat Carter in motion. Hilger will throw. Far side, complete. Penalty marker is down as Carter goes into the end zone. Let's check the flag.
That's going to be on Detroit.
Bob McElwee says illegal procedure, and Wayne Fonts can't believe it.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards, 2nd down.
That'll do it every time.
You bet. Can't have but 4 guys back there. Got to have 7 up on the line. See if we can see it right here. If it's the guy at the very far right of your screen, if he is supposed to be up, you see he's a yard off the ball, possibly he should be up on the ball if that's what they're calling. Or if he goes in motion across the backfield, turns up too soon, that can be considered illegal procedure.
You see Chuck Long alongside Wayne Fonts there, suffered a strained knee in Game 6 against Chicago, came back Thanksgiving Day and was ineffective in a couple of quarters against the Vikings.
Wayne Fonts said if he gets this job and goes into training camp next year, that Chuck Long will be the starter.
2nd down, 14 from the 19-yard line. Hilger will throw for it. Outside, thrown behind Manley. And Hilger, disgusted with himself, he ought to be.
You bet. Trying to work on Ricky Reynolds over there. They got the big play. Got the big play before on Ricky Reynolds with a man-on-man coverage. They go back to it. Hilger throws the ball a little bit behind him.
Now, one of the plays that has busted open a couple of times for the Lions has been that quick slant in. Is it easier or tougher to throw down here near the goal line?
I think it's probably easier down here because you can anticipate the coverage more. You see a lot of people who'll throw those quick slants for touchdowns because down here you have a better idea of what coverage you're going to get as opposed to out in the middle of the field.
Manley, Bland, Chadwick, and Starring are the 4 wide receivers in for the Lions on 3rd and 14. End zone, touchdown!
Good throw.
Chadwick.
Good throw.
And are Are they celebrating on the Detroit side of the field?
Yeah, that's got that side cranked up. Chadwick makes a nice job of doing exactly what you said, Greg. A little slant in, a little bit deeper than a normal slant. He gets it down in there, and the ball is delivered in a good place. The ball is up high, but if it's overthrown, that's fine. There's no interception. But watch where the ball is delivered. He is the only one that will be able to make the catch up and over everybody. If it's incomplete, it's out of bounds. Nice throw.
That's not a reception. That's a rebound.
You bet.
Ed Murray's point after is good. 3:06 to play, and the Lions have made it a game again. The Bucks lead it, but now it's 14-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a great reception. Yeah. I mean, that's just a great reception.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Well, the only McD, I think the only problem with that one is you get maybe, oh no, you get to it in time. That's good. Sure. I'll ask you, do quarterbacks like guys who can do this?
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine.
Gotcha. Includes this one. Right about now, Jeff Chadwick could run for mayor of Detroit. 14-10. The Lions have pulled up thanks to this catch. Quarterbacks love guys who can do this.
Oh, you bet. You know, you have to have a guy that can go up and make the tough catch like this. The ball can't always be delivered right in the numbers. You have to be able to make the circus catch, the great catches. It makes you or breaks you as a quarterback.
19 yards in the first touchdown of the day for the Lions, and they pulled to within 4 at 14-10, and we still have 3 minutes 6 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Ed Murray kicking it away. And from the 6, it's Donnie Elder. And Elder is hit and dropped at the 18. Number 58, George Jameson, coming up to make the stop. And a few fisticuffs on the far side as the combatants are quickly separated. Donnie Elder, NFC Pro Bowl alternate, with his kickoff return expertise, along with center Randy Grimes. So Vinny Testaverde comes back on to try and revive a Tampa Bay offense which has really not gotten underway here in the second quarter. In fact, since the first quarter, Detroit has outgained Tampa Bay 217 yards to 53. So things have turned around. Testaverde will keep it on the ground. Lars Tate, and Tate is driven back.
Just everybody on the left side of the line. Eric Williams, 54. Spielman's in there. Nose tackle Jerry Ball. I mean, they just stuffed everything on the right side of the Tampa Bay offensive line. Watch this. Watch Jerry Ball, the nose tackle. Eric Williams, 76. There he is right there. Just stands up the offensive tackle, pushes him right back into the play, and clubs the back with his free hand, left hand. Nothing doing.
Can you do that?
Many times as you like.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Testaverde to the air. Deep drop. Far side. Got his man. Complete. Out of bounds. First down. Mark Carrier. Now, when Testaverde or any quarterback is throwing from the middle of the field to the sidelines, in effect, he's kind of throwing downhill, isn't he?
It depends on the stadium that you're in. That's correct. There's a crown on the fields, and some fields don't have. Some are flat, like the Astrodome in Houston is absolutely flat. This particular field here has quite a bit of crown to it, so you have to be careful not to throw the things high on the outside.
11-yard pickup, first down. Back to the ground game, and that's Jeff Smith. And Smith gets very little of it. That crown of the field that we were talking about, it's high in the middle and then goes downhill as you head towards the sideline.
That's right. And when you come into a stadium to work out as a visiting team, that's one of the first things that a quarterback will look at is how much crown does this field have. See, look at the sidelines on the far side. You can only see about half of those bodies over there. That's because of the crown in the field, and you have to be aware of that as a quarterback.
2nd and 9. Smith, the lone setback behind Testaverde. 2 tight ends, and Testaverde to throw over the middle, incomplete, and a penalty marker flags. Intended for Mark Carrier. 29 Bruce McNorton says, I was going for the football. Problem is, you can't go through the receiver. And Wayne Fonts.
Defensive pass interference, number 29, first down.
Wayne Fonts pleading his case along the sideline. Let's have a look.
Well, they're trying to do some business with McNorton. Here it is right there. But Testaverde's going to release the ball up in the left-hand corner of your screen. Watch this. It draped on him like a cheap suit. That's a good call.
Like a cheap suit?
Yeah.
That drapes pretty badly, doesn't it? First down, Tampa Bay at their own 42. And they'll go back to the ground game. And again, it's Jeff Smith. Smith getting the work today because William Howard dislocated a toe last week against Chicago. Pickup of 2 on the play. Dennis Gibson with the stop. Third quarter at Cleveland. Doesn't look like the Browns are going to get it done today. Houston 23-7. Rumors of a house cleaning at Cleveland after the season. Buffalo leading Indianapolis 14-3. The Bills searching for that home field advantage in the AFC playoffs.
They play some tough defense.
Testaverde will throw near side, incomplete, and 43 Jerry Holmes was up trying to make the interception.
Again, you have to think that that's not a very good read on Vinny's part. He throws the ball out there to his tight end Rod Hall, and it's awfully dangerous. The only thing between Holmes and touchdown then would have been the white stripes.
Fourth quarter, Atlanta playing the Saints tough. The Saints lead it by 1, 7-6. Pittsburgh 10 up on Miami in the fourth quarter. The winner of that one, of course, goes to the Super Bowl.
And home for Christmas first.
Testaverde down the sideline, incomplete. Penalty marker down. Intended for Mark Carrier, and again McNorton on the coverage, and he turns around and says, what?
Well, they threw the...
And it's going to go against him again.
They throw it way up near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a hit after 5 yards or before the 5 yard.
Holding. 29 defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Holding will take all of the questions out of it, won't it?
Well, they throw the flag up near the line of scrimmage, and this is not holding here. He makes a good play right there. I think the holding call was up near the line of scrimmage when he first released. Here's a good shot of it right here. 43 right there. See his holding, see him push. He's past him now. Once he gets past him, you got to let him go. You got to get your hands off of him. That's a good call.
McNorton in the 7th year out of Georgetown College in Kentucky. First down from the 49. The pitch to Jeff Smith. And Chris Spielman in on another tackle. Chris Spielman came in here needing 7 tackles to set a new record for tackles in a season by a Detroit Lion, and he's done that.
Been an impact player for them. Has taken over a leadership role as a rookie, as we said earlier, leads the team in tackles, and we're going to see a lot of number 54.
He likes Wayne Fonts, but Wayne came in and said, look, we got to wear jackets and ties.
He had to rent a tie. He had to go rent a tie someplace.
He said, Wayne, I don't have one.
Looks like the Bucs are just going to let the time expire right here and get their heads together over on the sidelines and come up with something good.
Chris Spielman with 149 tackles set a new Lions record. That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Tampa Bay 14 and the Detroit Lions 10. We will pause now for a word from your local station. Good ball game.
Yeah, it is. Look at Santa rocking down here in the corner.
Corner of the end zone to the right side.
The mascot with the big helmet on. Check those shoes out. Check his dogs.
It's like that guy at Blueberry Hill. He's
down in the corner of the end zone, under the scoreboard. He's rocking down here in the corner. That's what happens when you get a full moon. He's getting it. Look at his hush puppies.
I think he's got boogie fever.
Okay, good moves.
Yeah. All right.
He's getting it. He's rocking. Yep, he's got it under his coat.
Welcome back to Tampa, where that full moon there may be the inspiration for this.
Now you get a full moon and the Tampa Bay Buck win. This guy's going to have a big time tonight.
Is that Tampa Claus? Testaverde to throw, slanting, complete. 47, Don Smith.
Don Smith, quarterback, Mississippi State. Big game in the Senior Bowl that Ray Perkins liked an awful lot. Gets him down here. He was a running back. He's been injured. They've moved him outside now. Really doesn't have a real grasp on the system as a receiver yet, but a real talented player.
They say he may be the best athlete on the whole squad.
Does it all. Throws the ball well, runs the ball. He's a receiver, plays special teams.
And Pete Manley taking a break on the sideline.
Relaxing.
First down, Tampa Bay at the Detroit 36, and on the ground it'll be Lars Tate. And Benny Blades trying to wrestle the ball away. Clock continues to run, 14 minutes to play, and Crimson Tide going to do battle with the Army.
Army got a good football team. Wishbone attack. They don't lay the ball on the ground very often. Smart group of young men. Got a good football team. Good challenge for Alabama. Derek Thomas making a lot of noise for them on defense. And should be a good one.
That'll be noon Eastern time next Saturday here on CBS. Who are you going to be pulling for in that game?
I'm going to wear my red shirt and holler for the Tide.
Rusty Hilger watching from the side. 13.5 to play. Second down. On the draw, Jeff Smith. And a good tackle coming up from the secondary. 35, William White made the stop, holding that to a 3-yard pickup. And it'll be 3rd and 6. Six defensive backs into the game now as Testaverde takes a look at it.
See the flak jacket on those ribs?
Here comes the Lion defense.
They bring everybody. They bring a lot of people.
He throws incomplete, and Bob McElwee is going to say he was in the grasp.
Benny Blades?
Quarterback ruled in grasp and control.
Benny Blades was the man. as the Lions sent a whole bunch of people.
The Detroit defense just sails out. Watch everybody. Linebackers, safeties, number 34, Griffin. All the linebackers. Benny Blades coming from the left-hand side in the grasp. It would have been like a 50-yard field goal from where they were. Whether or not they would have tried that, who knows? But big play by Benny Blades.
And Benny Blades, who was a teammate of Vinny Testaverde's at Miami, records a big sack. And here's Ray Criswell to punt. Manley escapes one tackler, gets a block, trying to get out of his own end area, and is out of bounds at the 5-yard line. 40-yard kick, -5 on the return. 12:19 to play. We'll be back.
Looked like he was headed for I-95. Get out of here. We're I-75. I'm gone. The block with the Owen Manley. Oh yeah.
Who got that hit?
Who was that?
Not really. Probably because I heard Namath read it right out of the book.
Who was that? 48? No.
Despite having failed to capitalize on 4 turnovers, the Lions have scored 10 unanswered points to get back into this game, and in fact have taken the lead in total offense. The Buccaneers still lead it, however, by a score of 14-10. Welcome back to Tampa Stadium. 12:19 to play here in the 4th quarter. Greg Gumbel along with Ken Stabler, and you have to say one thing about these Detroit Lions: they don't give up.
Well, they're hanging in there, you know, and I think you can look at Wayne Fonts for that. You know, he's going to keep them playing hard, playing tough. They want to win for him. They've got an opportunity now, 14-10. They got a long way to go, but they're in the game.
The one thing William Clay Ford is looking for is some enthusiasm out of these guys,
and I think Wayne has brought that. Here's the hit on Manley on the punt return. Watch this. This will put you on a jello diet right here. Right in the chops. But he spins out of it and tries to make something out of nothing.
For Tampa Bay, Donnie Elder coming down and making that hit. And now the Lions operate from their own 5 with a whole lot of noise around them. And Hilger will throw out of his own end zone. He's going to go for a bunch. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Jeff Chadwick.
And that's the guy earlier in the day we said if they were going to go deep, try to beat somebody deep, it would be Bobby Futrell, number 36. And that's exactly what they try to do. He plays Chadwick extremely well, makes a real nice play on it. But through their study, game plan, films, they like the matchup of trying to get behind Futrell, but nothing doing this time.
Good play by Futrell. I like the call, Kenny.
Sure. Yeah, it is a good call. Go for it down there. You're probably going to get your man-to-man coverage. If the ball is intercepted, it can still serve as a 40 or a 50-yard punt.
Bobby Futrell at 5'11", doing a good job on the 6'3" Jeff Chadwick. 2nd and 10. Again, Page and Jones behind Hilger. And on the ground, James Jones. And a little pushing and shoving down low now. Pat Carter, number 87, in the middle of it for the Giants. Or for the Giants. One of the Giants on the offense.
Defense rising to the occasion. They can't let them out of here. You can't do that. You don't want to change field position.
11 minutes, 50 seconds to play 3rd quarter. Greg Gumbel, Ken Stabler here in Tampa Stadium, where the Bucs lead at 14-10. Winner gets 3rd place in the NFC Central. Loser gets a better draft pick.
Exactly.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 7. Hilger going to go for a long one down the sidelines. Man hasn't beaten it in and out of the hands of number 81, Stephen Starring, who had a step on Rod Jones.
Well, Rusty Hilger shows you a little bit of arm strength there. He throws the ball 50 yards on a line, and it looks like it was in a pretty good position to be caught. Here's the end of it. Good pass protection. He turns it loose. Now watch where the ball ends up. He throws the ball about 50 yards on the strike. That ball was very, very catchable. You got to have the players that'll come up with those big plays. Here's one of them.
Stephen
Starring. Need to catch that one.
Stephen Starring, the former Tampa Bay Buck, had a chance to make a big play. Bobby Futrell corrals it. Cross midfield. Got running room. 40. 30. And dragged down inside the 30. When we come back, Vinny Testaverde has great room to operate, and the fans are behind him. Yep. What does that do to New Orleans? Knocks them out?
It depends on tonight. Depends on tonight's game.
But they need to win. Right. Gut check time for the Lions defense.
You bet. Boy, it puts a lot of pressure on them. That's the way it's been all year, though.
Welcome back to Tampa, where the Bucks are 4-11 on the year, but the way this crowd is reacting this afternoon, you'd never know it.
Yeah, it means an awful lot to football players, too. Even though they're 3-11 or whatever their record is, 3-12, you come out here and you get this kind of response. They didn't boo their quarterback who's thrown 30 interceptions. You have to like that.
On the ground, Lars Tate. From the 29, pickup of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and 8. CBS Sports Wire, the Jets with a 20-14 lead over the Giants in the 4th quarter. Philadelphia Eagles looking for that NFC Eastern Division crown would get it should the Giants lose and the Eagles beat the Cowboys. Houston leading Cleveland 23-14 in the 3rd quarter. And Atlanta has grabbed the lead over New Orleans. New Orleans needing a victory for a wild card spot. Testaverde to throw over the middle into the crowd, incomplete. Intended for 82 Ron Hall. Ron Hall has been a big man in the offense today.
A lot of people in the middle, and you take the case. Vinny Testaverde throws the ball with so much velocity. You throw the ball that hard, that quickly down in the middle, and it's awfully hard to catch. And a lot of people in there, that happens an awful lot. Ball bounces up, intercepted. You have to be able to have enough touch to and accuracy to put that ball in a position that makes it the easiest place to catch. You can't force it with just a lot of velocity at 10 yards away.
3rd and 8, and 6 defensive backs in the lineup for the Lions. Big defensive play for the Lions here. Testaverde outside, complete. Carrier gonna go for the touchdown. yards, and he beat Bruce McNorton one-on-one on the outside.
Been picking on him most all day. They forced him into a couple of penalties on the previous set of downs that cost them, and now they can pick on him again, and he overplays the ball, slips down, and as a result, Tampa Bay gets 6.
A team that has shown marked improvement the second half of the season. The Bucks looking to carry this into next season. John Carney for the point after. And it's good. 10-12 to play, third quarter on this 27-yard touchdown catch. Testaverde to Mark Carrier. The Bucks go up 21-10. We'll be back to Tampa Stadium with the Bucks kickoff in just a moment.
Good. I'm sorry. You want to? Yeah, we'll come back with it. Okay.
Let's see what kind of rush they've got.
They bring a safety.
34 is coming.
Yeah. They bring a safety. They get man-to-man coverage. He's playing way off of him. Yeah. The most important part of it is that end of it, John. How far he's playing off at the end of the throw. Right there. Man-to-man coverage has to be a lot tighter than that. Okay, babe.
We gonna do that before the kickoff? Okay.
Here's 34. Griffin. Griffin, yeah.
Yep.
Griffin. They bring Griffin, and they bring this guy. This is man. Look at this guy here. It's man-to-man coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Testaverde to Carrier on the touchdown.
Well, you see, they bring Griffin 34 a safety. They bring the outside backers with man-to-man coverage. And anytime you get man-to-man coverage, you've got to have a lot tighter coverage than this. McNorton is off 6-8 yards in this man-to-man. You give him time to catch that ball, give you a little wrinkle, give you a little move, and here's what happens. Touchdown.
27 yards. And John Carney kicks it away. Bounces once. Carl Painter at the 15 with some blockers. 30, 35, out to the 38, 39-yard line. So that's where Rusty Hilger and company will go to work with 10 minutes even to play here in the fourth quarter. This is a club that began the year, the Detroit Lions, with a new attitude. They had T-shirts printed up and everything. Then came the lull in mid-season. Then came the coaching change, and at practice yesterday, they were one happy group.
They really were. You could feel the enthusiasm of the team. They were laughing, having a good time, enjoying themselves, working hard, and because of that guy right there.
First down from the 39. That's James Jones in motion. Hilger, under pressure, goes down. 78, John Cannon records the second sack of the day for the Bucks defense.
Good job of John Cannon putting the heat on. Also, good job in the secondary. Rusty Hilger gives a look downfield, can't find anything. See, there's not a great deal of pressure right there. He has to hold the ball, gives Cannon time to make the play. Good job by the secondary.
2nd and 15, loss of 5 on the play.
A lot of people seem to think that the Tampa Bay team in the draft would look for a good down pass rusher, an impact player to rush the passer.
Ray Perkins says we need a pass rusher, we need a cornerback.
You bet.
9.5 to play, fourth quarter. Hilger over the middle, Pat Carter, tight end, 45 rather, out to about the 48-yard line, about a yard shy of first down. Pick up a 14.
Expecting the zone, which they got, bring the big tight end, Pat Carter, across that zone, either in front of the linebackers if they get a short drop, if they get a deep drop, you find a spot, turn around, make the play.
Another one of those guys out of the state of Florida, Pat Carter, a rookie out of Florida State. And down on the field is Jeff Chadwick. And it could be that Achilles again.
Number 72 is reporting to an eligible position.
That doesn't look good.
72 is Kurt Singer, second-year tackle out of Tennessee. See if we can find out what happened to Jeff Chadwick on that play.
Well, he's trying to block. He's going to block. He's got a man. He's pinned a guy. Looks like, they roll up on the back of his leg. And gosh, that, yeah. Pat Carter in the tackle, in the process of making the tackle on Pat Carter. There it is right there. They roll up on his ankle.
It's one of those that hurts to look
yeah.
at. And you know me, I'm allergic to pain.
I tried to get a no-contact contract, but they wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Big play for the Detroit offense here. 3rd and 1, down by 11. Clock running with 8:50 to play in the game. Hilger loses the football. The Bucks say they have it. And so do the officials.
Well, we saw that happen yesterday, Greg. We saw it happen in yesterday's practice. We came out and watched them go through their 2-minute drill, their passing drills, and this very thing right here happened. A fumbled exchange between the quarterback and the center, a situation that has to be automatic, and you can see that little 13 pounds of air draws a big crowd when it hits the ground.
Hilger talking with his center, Steve Mott, number 50. 3rd Detroit turnover of the day. And the Bucks take over. Lars Tate. Tate pulled down by Jerry Ball, number 93. And Jerry Ball does present an obstacle in the middle of that line, doesn't he? 6'1", 292 pounds. In his 2nd year out of SMU. 2nd and 9. Jeff Smith, Lars Tate line up behind Testaverde. Testaverde under the gun, and he goes down. George Jameson.
George Jameson, their left outside linebacker, top of the screen. Michael Coper, 55, bottom of the screen, drops into coverage. Here comes Jameson from the top. Goes right between 2 players, picks up an assignment, blown blocking assignment, resulting in a sack of your quarterback.
I tell you, if there has been a big play aspect of that Detroit defense, it's been those linebackers.
You bet. We got a good active group. They need a pass rusher. They need a down guy that can really go get the quarterback.
Jameson with a couple of touchdowns to his credit this year. And 5.5 sacks along with 3 interceptions. 3 fumble recoveries. He's had a good year. 3rd and 20. Testaverde down the side, incomplete. No flag. Intended for Mark Carrier, and again they were working on Bruce McNorton.
Well, here it is again, and they're going to work on him until they get him and get him and get him. They're working on him here. They get their feet tangled up. He steps on the ankle, trips, unintentional. Whether it was or not, no call.
Well, that's a good deal if you can say I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean to do that.
Ray Criswell on the punt for the Bucks. Pete Manley back. Manley from the 13. Loses the football. And the Lions recover.
Oh, they dodge a bullet.
Danny Lockett fell on the loose ball. 41-yard punt, 6-yard return, and that was before all the excitement happened.
Oh, I'm telling you, the guys in the orange jerseys are delivering it. They're popping. The ball's flying around no matter who gets it. Watch Pete Manley on this punt return. He's trying to make something happen, looking for some place to go. Tries to cut up in there, sees something, the ball squirts loose, and then there comes like a jailbreak now. Everybody just diving for whatever they can get.
Like a jailbreak?
Yep, the old jailbreak.
Donnie Elder made the hit that caused the loose ball. Seven minutes, 10 seconds to play 4th quarter. And the clock beginning to wind down on Detroit. And the Lions need 2 touchdowns. A touchdown and a field goal won't do them any good. Gary James, James Jones in the lineup. Hilger, short drop, far side. Gary James goes for the first down marker and got out just short.
Tampa Bay will play zones, make them be patient. They'll give up the short things and they'll come up and make the play. The thing they don't want to do right now is get in a man-to-man type coverage and gamble and give up a big play that will let Detroit back in the game. They're going to play conservative defense. I'm sure that Detroit understands that. They'll have to just take whatever the defense gives them.
Speaking of that defense, Eugene Marv talking to him.
Young defense, tough defense. Young safety, Mark Jackson, a good hitter, good player. They need maybe one good cornerback and a good pass rusher, good set of young linebackers, and I think they're on the right track. Good nucleus of a good young defense.
Second and short for the Lions. Jones, the man behind Hilger, and Hilger will throw over the middle, complete. Gary James, and James brought down at about the 27, down to 28. That'll be enough for the first down.
Well, there's that defense right there. You see the down lineman, linebackers up there on the ball. It's like it's going to be a zone. See the two safeties, the deep guys dropping back into zones, linebackers back into zones. So they'll give you all the short things right in front. Come up and make this play, and you're not hurt.
Irvin Randall, the man who trips him up for the Bucks. First down at the 28-yard line for Detroit. Clock continues to move. 6:26, 6:25 to play fourth quarter. Jones in motion. Over the middle again. Incomplete. Pat Carter, the intended receiver. Eugene Marv on the coverage.
Detroit offense trying to take advantage of the zone by hitting underneath. Good play by Eugene Marv to come up, make that play. Things like that aren't going to hurt you. They just don't want to give up that big play those conservative zones.
Asked Eugene Marv the other day, what are you looking forward to most during the offseason? First baby's being born in February.
Oh, terrific, you bet.
He and his wife, Julie. But first, there was a matter of this football game.
Matter of a little situation here with the guys in the blue and white.
2nd and 10 from the 28. Detroit Lions have had a problem in the second half this season.
Well, the defense stays on the field so long that it's eventually going to wear down.
Under the gun, and he goes down. Sean Lee, number 97.
Well, this is what the Tampa Bay defense needs if they need something, somebody from a down position to put pressure on the quarterback. Here you see Sean Lee just beats the center. He just runs around the center straight to Rusty Hilger for the sack.
The rookie out of North Alabama. 7th round draft, or rather a 6th round draft pick.
Enough material in that jersey to make drapes.
3rd and 20. And a huge play for Hilger. Far side, overthrows Chadwick, the intended receiver. And the Lions will kick. Big hand for the Tampa Bay defense.
Rightfully so. They've knocked it loose, and they've played extremely well when they've had to. They've shut them down when they've gotten down in scoring territory. They've turned the ball over with interceptions, and they've shut them down here. They played extremely well today.
Arnold to kick for the umpteenth time today. Futrell back at his own 47. No rush.
Good one.
Arnold hangs this one up. Penalty marker is down as Futrell takes it. He's at his 35 and gets back to his 39, and will check the flag. This one dropped further upfield. 45-yard punt and a 2-yard return. And Bob McElwee will tell us about it. And this one's against Tampa Bay.
Post-possession foul, 29 on the receiving team. Hands to the face. Receivers will keep the ball.
29 on the receiving team is Ricky Reynolds. So the Bucks will retain possession.
Well, that'll be one of the first signs, one of the first things that the players will look at when they leave here is which way to 580 West. It takes me to Colorado, Omaha, wherever you happen to be going. They're all going home for Christmas. 92 West, jump on that, pack the car. Some of the cars probably been packed for a couple of weeks.
As tends to be the case when you're 4-11.
Pack them up, go home for Christmas, and start over next year.
We'll take a moment to tell you this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Bucks and the National Football League is prohibited.
It's funny, you always see these father and son moving and storage businesses pop up around 4-11 teams.
They do populate the outside of the stadiums, don't they? All season long, sell the hot dogs and
during the season, the other side opens up and sells hot dogs and cokes and cotton candy and stuff. End of the year, some moving thing.
First down for Tampa Bay from the Bucks 26. Breaking through Lars Tate, and Tate out over the 40 to about the 42. Bruce McNorton saved a touchdown. 16 yards. And the clock continues to move, and the running game cannot come as a surprise to the Detroit defense right now.
No, it really can't. And this is one thing that you like to see out of your offense. When you've got the game in hand, 21-10, you'd like to see your offense go out there and get about 3 or 4 or 5 first downs, do it all on the ground, and end the game right there with control of the ball.
The Bucks go over the 100-yard mark rushing for the day with 103 now. And you see the clock continue to move. I formation, Tate and Smith in the backfield. To the ground again, and again it's Tate, and this time he gets a couple. Jerry Ball in the middle of that one, a pickup of 3, and a little wrestling begins on the field.
George Jameson in the middle of it.
And Bruce Hill, number 84.
Linebacker and a receiver. That's a little bit of a mismatch. And that's kind of a welterweight and a cruiserweight.
Sounds like Mike Tyson versus Pee Wee
Personal
Herman.
foul, 84 offense, 34 defense, upset. The play counts. Second down.
Bruce Hill to the sidelines. Don Smith replaces him in the lineup. He's number 47. Clock continues to move. We're down to 4:20 to play in the game now.
No surprises on offense. Try to get the running game, keep the running game going, and like we said, end the game with possession of the ball. Makes your offensive line feel extremely good to end the year on a note of controlling the ball and running the ball well and go out with a victory.
Despite a couple of interceptions, Vinny Testaverde has played well today. The pitch for Tate with blockers. Right side. Near midfield. Chris Spielman, yet another tackle after a pickup of 4. Well, I'll tell you, the Lions won't be looking for linebackers for a couple of years, will they?
I think they're pretty well set. You take Coper, who made All-Pro this year, and Spielman, Jameson.
3 touchdown passes, the most in a game for Vinny Testaverde. We remind you again, next Saturday here on CBS Sports, College Bowl action. Alabama
playing the entire United States Army.
That's at noon Eastern time here on CBS Sports. In the Sun Bowl, the Army's got that wishbone offense, you know.
Wishbone, smart young group of players. Like I saw them play earlier in the year, and that they don't lay the ball on the ground. They play real smart, conservative wishbone type offense, and they won't make any mistakes. Intelligent group of young men. It should be a good one.
On the Sports Wire, Giants have come back to lead the New York Jets 21-20. Phil Simms, Lionel Manuel, 9 yards. Philadelphia leading Dallas 20-7, fourth quarter. Won't help the Eagles much unless the Giants lose. Cleveland has come back to tighten up.
Cleveland's they're not going to roll over.
Houston winning in a tough place to win. And Buffalo still maintaining the lead over the Colts. That is a fourth quarter score in Indianapolis. And Pittsburgh rolling it up on Miami. 3rd and 4 for the Bucks. They'll keep it on the ground. Lars Tate just across midfield. And who gets up off the pile? Chris Spielman. Tackle number 10 on the day for Spielman. And on fourth down, the fans want the Bucks to go for it. I don't think Ray Perkins is going to buy that.
No, kick them in the hole, make them go the length of the field. There's still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, which is an awful long time in a football game.
We're going to measure. And it's going to be short by about that much. And he is going to go for it.
I guess you have nothing to lose, huh? Please the fans any way you can.
Well, I'll tell you, I question it, Kenny, because the last thing you want to do now is give the Detroit Lions a lift and a chance in this game.
No doubt. Give them momentum, a psychological lift. They get the ball at midfield, a couple of big plays, and all of a sudden you're in a horse race. If,
however, he makes a first down, you can call this football game over.
I think that's what these decisions are all about.
Probably why we're up here. On fourth down this season, the Bucks have tried it 11 times and have been successful 6 of those times.
Out formation, 2 tight ends. Look for Lars Tate.
Testing here.
Plan play to try to make them jump. You go into a long string of numbers of cadence. Use your head motion. You try to draw people offside. If they don't go for it, then kick it.
So Ray Criswell comes onto the field, and Ray Perkins had no intention of turning one over.
Just playing with everybody.
just funning
them.
Just funning them.
Ray Criswell going for his first touchback. If he kicks this one 75 yards.
42 yards on the average today. And Pete Manley standing at his own 10. Clock continues to run. 2:50 to play in the game. No rush. They're looking for the return. Manley at his 18. He's not going to get far at all. Just across the 20-yard line. 36-yard kick, 5-yard return. And the fact that the Detroit offense walks onto the field tells you all you need to know about the situation here at Tampa Stadium. 2 minutes, 38 seconds to play fourth quarter. Greg Gumbel, Ken Stabler. The Bucks looking for win number 5 on the season, and in good shape, leading at 21-10.
Played much better in the second half of the season, especially the last 3 or 4 games. Vinny Testaverde doing some of the things that's expected of him, and the offensive line starting to come around. Defense has played fairly well all year long, and they played much better in the second half.
We've seen the Bucks several times this year, and people laugh when we tell them that the Bucks are going to be a good team in the next 2 or 3 years. You just wait and see.
You bet.
4 wide receivers. Hilger out of the shotgun. Going to go long down the field. Intended for Stephen Starring, and Bobby Futrell made the play.
Well, we said at the top that that's who we thought that they would try to go deep on. Rusty Hilger told us that. They liked the matchup of trying to beat Futrell deep. They tried here on a post-type route, trying to get him in between the safety, McReynolds, number 29. There it is, knocked down by Futrell. They haven't beat him deep today.
Hilger now 15 of 34 on the afternoon, 194 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 2 interceptions. 2nd and 10 from the 21, 2:32 to play. Over the middle, overthrows his man, incomplete, intended for Manley. As we said, the Lions have had all kinds of quarterback problems this season. Chuck Long, of course, started. Eric Hipple fractured an ankle game 5. Tonight on CBS, looking for another way to spend your money without leaving home? Watch 60 Minutes tonight. And that's followed by
Later.
Come on.
She wrote.
And then, I hope you get home in time for this, Ken, the CBS Sunday movie, A Very Brady Christmas. Yuletide reunion of the Brady Bunch with original cast members.
Looking forward to that one.
Coming up tonight on CBS. 3rd down. Hilger over the middle. If that's complete, that's a great reception by Jeff Chadwick. And it is incomplete, the officials say. And Chadwick is going to take exception to it. Mark Robinson and Rod Jones closing down on Chadwick, but it's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Good effort by Chadwick.
Here it is. Shot right between Jones. Coming in to make the play. Hard to tell from that angle.
Sure is.
Another one of those inconclusives.
Wayne says, come on.
Give us that one. Come on.
And the guys in the stripes aren't going to buy it. Clock stopped with 2:19 to play. And as Wayne pleads his case, they'll look at it in the replay booth.
Another shot of it. Mass of people, 3 bodies laying everywhere. Can't figure out which one of them has the ball.
4th down.
As we said, incomplete.
4th down. And the Lions will go for it. 4 wide receivers. They need to reach the 32 for a 1st down. Hilger, near side, has his man out of bounds. Carl Bland, 1st down.
Well, they keep it alive. Nice throw on a good part of the field. It gets the ball out of bounds, stops the clock so they can regroup.
Donnie Elder on the coverage, and that was a well-thrown pass.
Here it is right here, out of shotgun. It's going to happen out to your right. Hilger drops back. He gets the good protection, first of all. That's what makes it happen. Then he throws the ball in a very good spot on the outside. Bland's got him beat. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock as he beats Donnie Elder.
2:13 to play. 1st down at the 39. Hilger again out of the shotgun. Over the middle. Overthrows Bland this time. And almost picked off by Harry Hamilton, number 39.
Trying to get a real deep hook against that zone. A real deep curling hook between the corner and the safety.
Clock stops with 2:07 to play. And I think they're beginning to celebrate in the stands. Second and 10. Hilger, near side, intercepted. And that's Donnie Elder. Easiest time of the day for the secondary when they know what the offense has to do.
Well, they beat him earlier on for the 1st down on 4th down, and they go back to the well again trying to get Bland on Elder, which they do, but he's not going to have anything to do with it. Donnie Elder smells it. There's the ball. He's got great position right on his shoulder right there. Steps in for the interception. Nice play by Donnie Elder.
4th turnover of the day for Detroit. 3rd interception.
Take that.
And with 2:02 to play, the Bucs wrap it up. Does that man's future hinge on the final score today?
Well, you would hope that the basis of whether or not Wayne Fontes gets the job wouldn't be on this particular ball game.
Morton Anderson, 30-yard field goal with 9 seconds left. Keep the Saints' hopes alive. 10-9 winners over Atlanta. And straight ahead is Lars Tate with a penalty marker down. So we'll have a 2-minute warning, but we'll check the flag first. Procedure call will be against the Tampa Bay Bucs. You don't think those Saints will be interested in that Rams-Niners game tonight,
They will be tuned in.
Illegal formation offense. No eligible number on the end of the line.
So that'll back the Bucks up. We have 1 minute, 58 seconds remaining to be played in the game, and Tampa Bay leads it 21-10. And not a bad day at all, Mr. Staples. It is being chilly.
It is a nice day. It's a little brisk, but clear as a bell. We've had a pretty good football game by two teams that have absolutely no figuring in the playoffs whatsoever, and it's been a good one. Hey. Oh. Win the game. Win the game. Yeah, they come out right over there in the far corner. Too bad we didn't have a telestrator or something to put with it. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Vinny.
Yeah, how about Vinny? That man there about to go out on a winning note, Ray Perkins, as his Bucks lead it 21-10. And I guess, I don't know, are they happy or are they keeping warm? Minute 58 to play. Fourth quarter. Detroit down to one timeout. And coming up on the NFL Today post-game show, Brent, Irvin, Dick with all the scores and highlights and the latest on the playoff picture. Some big games played today. 1st and 15 for Tampa Bay. Testaverde will keep it on the ground with Lars Tate. Pickup of 4. And it doesn't look like the Lions will make an effort to stop the clock here.
This particular situation, Vinny may stick his head in the huddle, and whoever's going to get the ball, Lars Tate, whoever, be sure to protect the ball, get 2 hands on the ball, wrap the ball up. The game's not important. To keep possession is the most important thing.
2nd and 11.
Defensively, linebackers over there. Strip the ball. Get a hand on the ball. Try to strip it away. Try to cause a turnover of some kind.
We must be getting close to seeing your favorite play.
Oh, the old win the game. Yeah, take the kneel down and don't get the knees too dirty because the press is going to come in and talk to you and that sort of thing.
Bruce Hill in motion. He'll hand it off. And again, it's Lars Tate. And big Keith Ferguson, number 77, saying, don't get carried away. So Detroit does burn its final timeout and stops the clock with 57 seconds to play. Wayne Fontes had 5 games to show what he can do with these Detroit Lions. Had an interesting comment down on the field. He said it was strange, but finally it was his team that he was in control of.
Oh, his team, my team. I mean, he's really happy to have the opportunity to coach this team for 5 games. He said whether he gets the job or not, he said he's had his day in the sun, and hopefully we'll get to see him coach some more.
Meanwhile, things are getting strange here in Tampa.
That full moon causes strange things to happen.
What size helmet is that?
Oh. Well, the helmet size gets bigger when you win.
Did Matuzak have one about that size?
Oh, my. Bucket head.
A couple more interceptions thrown by Vinny Testaverde, but not a bad performance all around.
No, not at all. The interceptions really didn't hurt him that bad, and he made some great plays for the touchdowns. Lars
Tate, about midfield. and the Lions cannot stop the clock again.
Well, I don't think we're going to see another one, are we?
Jets have reclaimed the lead at the Meadowlands over the Giants, 27-21. Ken O'Brien to Al Toon for a touchdown. Boy, Al Toon is some receiver.
He is a terrific receiver. Boy, they have real big play capabilities. They can strike quick.
Clock will continue to run, and the Bucs will take the penalty here in delay of game.
Delay of the game, offense.
And Ray Perkins doused a little bit on the sidelines.
in this sunny Florida weather.
Is he a happy man?
It's amazing what winning does, you know. Mike Shula in the orange hat right there. Vinny Testaverde.
Woo! Isn't it funny how everybody knows it's coming except the coach? Now, on a normal day here in Florida, that might be a little refreshing. But Ray may be sneezing tomorrow morning.
I think he'll take all those kind of baths he can get.
I think so. Last play of the game. Lars Tate is going to run out the clock.
Well, the smart thing to do there is head right for the lockers in the hot water.
Ray Perkins wanted to go out on a winning note. And he said it really wouldn't make much of a difference if the guys lost, because maybe that loss lingers for about a week and a half, but then you get over it for a while.
I agree, and I think he's evaluating his team, and I think he has his team on a long-term program. And I think he wants to evaluate the good young offensive line. They played together all year long. Vinny Testaverde went through a learning process, young outside receivers, young active defense. I think they're a couple of years away, but they got a pretty sound football team.
Tampa Bay will not be that high up in the drafting order now, but the worst they'll be able to finish drafting is 7th on the list. That should get them a pretty good football team, football player.
And Tampa Bay, as we discussed, looks like they may be looking for a good down lineman that can rush the passer, maybe a good cornerback, and maybe some more speed in the backfield.
Meanwhile, the players get a huge ovation as they trot off the field. Tampa Bay finishes 5-11 on the year. Detroit finishes 4-12. And will probably draft anywhere from 2nd to 5th or 6th.
Look at Detroit's team, a little bit like Tampa Bay's. Need some more speed in the backfield. They need an extremely fast, big play wide receiver also.
This shot tells you everything you need to know about who wins the game here. 21-10 is the final score. The Bucs over the Detroit Lions.
Loaded with it.
Steve, use some numbers on Vinny. Look at this guy in midfield.
He's still getting it.